Hello, welcome to the Self-Report podcast. Due to timing issues, episode 2 will now be episode 1. Enjoy! Welcome to episode 2 of the Self-Report podcast. Today, our special guest is Abraham Jurado. I think I said that right.
You did.
Yeah.
I when I knew you were doing it, I was like, let's see how this goes. And you nailed it.
Cool. And that's Zomner
Hello.
from the last podcast.
Hello.
My co-host and Finnish man. And then we have on sound engineer Victor Alicante, or Victor, whatever your real last name is.
She couldn't say Balderas during the gig, but I'm glad we chose a different name.
Yeah. My band is here. I mean, Victor and Abe are part of my band, Crystal The Delusions. We played a show on Halloween. I wanted you guys to talk about your experience with that.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
For sure. Well, it was really, I'll start from just the fact that it's a bar in my parents' neighborhood that I used to go to before I moved away. And then I came back and started going there again. And some of my other friends and I started putting shows on. And we hadn't done that in a long time. So just the fact that I had more friends who wanted to do more music at this shitty little bar, it was just like, by default, I knew I was going to have a great time. And then the classic thing of us nailing things we were scared of and then flubbing things we thought we were, going to nail happened, which that just happens every show. It was a great time. I love playing music with my friends.
It was a great experience. I mean, I was able to finally, get out after a 5-year hiatus of playing live music. So,
hell yeah.
I really do have you guys to thank for letting me, come out there and play a live show. It does mean a lot to me, so.
Shaking the dust off.
Yeah, absolutely. And then giving me the challenge of, making backing tracks and
hell
stuff.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
I didn't really ask you to do that. You kind of were just like, I need to make backing tracks.
True, but I think...
But we did, though, because, we could not have played that show without
I knew all the songs, the back of my hand, so that was, that was your guys' problem.
Yeah. But it was it was good. It was a challenge for me to be able to go out there and play songs that I don't listen to Nine Inch Nails. I haven't listened to that Scott Pilgrim song since the movie came out.
That's every wrap up thing that's on there. Yeah. I stay listening to Black Sheep.
Yeah, but it was great, and I had a really good time. So I really do appreciate you guys putting in the effort and doing all that. I'm ready to do more. So.
Oh, now you're my sound engineer guy for a fucking podcast.
Now we're doing podcasting, so there's double the work.
Yeah.
Good shit. Am I allowed to say shit? Yes.
Well, how was the show from your perspective?
All in all, especially your part, really fucking amazing for a band that I've heard you guys rehearse over here at the studio, sound really good. And on the day of itself, in an actual environment, seeing it, it's just a really good vibe, really good energy. You sounded great. I think overall, all the bands were amazing, had a good energy, good feel to it. Now this is not on you. This is on the venue. The mixing on the thing, just if I'm not an audiophile, I'm not a expert on stuff, but I could hear a couple of the performers before you and a couple of songs for you guys when it would model down with the guitar and the sound, and it's and it would start I can hear this is not the venue for to hear everything clearly, and that kind of hurt the experience. But overall the vibes were great, and then you guys played fucking great, and it was just I enjoyed my time on that great Halloween party of sorts, and the Halloween concert.
Honestly, it was a fucking party. It was incredible.
Yeah. Good one.
I did 2 sets. I did my own solo set.
Yeah.
And so I had to spend, the entire time being stressed about both things. And so I also had to time okay, I can have a drink now so that I can still do my set, and then I can have one now so I can do the second set. So that was a fun fun aspect of it for the party.
I wonder still if I would have been better if I got drunk, but I actually don't know.
I think that every time I play music.
I feel like I'm more confident when I'm even just a little tipsy or drunk. In every way.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
usually
hard
the
for me to
case,
be like,
yeah.
I shouldn't drink. But also, too, I might forget lyrics. I was worried about that if I got
Yeah,
drunk.
yeah.
No, absolutely. No, and I think, like, the show, I think, went on as good as it could have been. And I think, I mean, like, I feel like I had, like, 2 drinks that night or something.
Yeah.
I feel like
and you
that-
only
yeah.
fucked up 2 times.
And I only fucked up 2 times.
There you go,
So,
yeah.
you know what?
Or 2
Maybe
for each.
you're onto something there with the drinking. So.
One fuck up per drink.
No,
Yeah,
I think I complained about it the last recording, but I don't remember. But I just feel like my voice. I'm not like super loud person, and a lot of those songs, like one of them was a Radiohead song that is very low, like purposely, and so like I feel like I don't know how to project like tiny noises, and I didn't want to. And like 50 people had been using this mic. And I already have been sharing a mic with this motherfucker who is like he gets his spit all over it and everything.
Yeah, you're
I had to just
supposed
like
to.
deal with that.
You're
So
gonna
I
have
didn't
to
wanna
disinfect
get, like,
this motherfucker
Yeah,
after
I'm gonna
this.
get this close. Like I didn't want to do that. So I
Yeah.
just like I thought that the place would make me louder at some point or whatever. It just would be better, but it just wasn't.
I mean, this was our first outing doing that.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know anything
yeah.
about sound back then. Now I know from you.
Yeah, and now we're gonna be a lot more
Yeah.
prepared on the next one. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Christmas
don't
show.
beat yourself.
Oh
don't
yeah,
beat
do you want to
yourself up.
announce the Christmas
Oh
show?
yeah, come to the next Crystal and the Delusions show.
When is that?
It's gonna be Saturday, December 13th. Friday? No, shit.
Great,
Saturday.
good
It's
job.
Saturday.
Good job promoting your own
Saturday.
show.
Saturday, December 13th, 2025, at the Harvard Yard Bar in Koreatown.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
We're gonna have again more of our friends come out and play music. I have a couple more confirmations, so we can talk about that after. But yeah, but real quick, I do want to shout out, since we're still talking about the show, shout out to the friends that played with us. Shout out to E-Rose, my friend Emily. She's part of the
Great.
reason why I
Amazing.
started playing music again. She was one of the original people I like played music with at that venue. Shout out to my friend Julio, Julius Fox, bestie since high school, and his band. He also did 2 sets. His band, The Lonely Figs,
Love that band.
featuring another one of my homies, James. Thank you guys for fucking joining us again. I love.
Please check them out on Spotify.
Please.
They're all
Yes,
very
please.
talented people.
Please.
Yeah.
Amazing band.
We saw Julio play the other day too. You guys, we went to an
Yeah.
open mic and AB and Julio, played. It was very nice. It was nice.
That was at the
That-
Fable Bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that their acoustics were much better. I could hear everyone
yeah.
sing perfectly.
Well, also, smaller space.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the bar that we played, it's like a long hall basically.
Yeah.
But that open mic is really fun. It's School of Song presents open mic at the Fable. But they do it by a lotto, so every time Julio and I go, there have been times where neither of us go up. We'll be there like at 7 and then stay till 11 and like, oh, guess we didn't go up. And so for both of us to have our friends come to the open mic too, which is also a special thing. Hey, support your friends making art. Like,
Hell
it's
yeah.
not that hard.
Yeah. You just have to show up and
Exactly. And so having you all there and then both of us winning the lotto and getting to go up, that was fucking awesome. We both played original songs, and I only messed up once and he played flawlessly as per usual.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I got to hear Julio's voice better
Yeah.
this time around.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like again the distortion in that venue, but I don't know. I really like he did a cover of Big Love by Fleetwood Mac, the like acoustic version that Lindsey Buckingham does, and it was amazing at the show. And I was losing it because I feel like no one else knows what that song is except
Julio now.
Me and Julio
There you
are on the earth, and Lindsey Buckingham because he wrote it. But yeah, that's like a crazy hard song on guitar. And watching him do that, I was like, I didn't think anybody could do this, and I'm watching it happen.
Turns out.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite songs to sing too. Like, it's just a good fucking song. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you the 3 questions that I ask every guest, and I guess I'll ask you too, Victor. But the first question is, what is your favorite thing about yourself?
Ooh. That's Ugh. I don't know. Like I
Yeah, he hits you like
genuine. Yeah, that's too hard to. I don't know. Are you friends with anyone who can answer that easily?
Yeah, they both did last time.
Easily?
Easily, yeah.
That's I thought I was among my people. Damn. I don't know. Fuck.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I think I'm funny, but that's been proven wrong many times.
But if you think, but you like yourself being funny, right?
Yeah.
That's
I think so. I think I'm an acquired taste, but if you've acquired it, you enjoy it.
But
I guess that's the definition of acquired.
And if you just enjoy yourself being funny how you are, I mean, isn't that the most important thing?
I do make
making
myself
positive?
laugh a lot. Real
great.
audience of one jokes. Yeah, and like, I don't know. See, now I'm like, I like that. Like, I do put an effort into stuff when I do care about it. It's just, finding the thing I care about. Like my job, no. But like, when you sent me like a document earlier today to edit, like I was immediately like, I can use the skills I learned from my job to make this better. Yeah. And I think I did a pretty decent job for great. Like a 20-minute review of that. Yeah. And so like yeah, I like being I guess it's just gonna come back to I like being useful. Like I'm a fairly useful person. Real not afraid to unclog a toilet,
you would say you're tenacious.
Tenacious. Yeah, I'm tenacious. I think so.
I'll call you if I need plumbing.
I hate you for asking that question because now, can we turn the air back on?
I mean, it kind of is on. I forgot to have it returned.
That's
off,
fine.
But,
Did you want to?
Nah, it's alright.
Lead into me.
Oh yeah. You answer the question now, buddy.
I would say the thing I like the most about myself is I guess I like that I'm independent enough to be like an autodidact, where I do like to learn on my own.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard that word.
No, so an autodidict is
for the record,
who just...
I knew what that word.
Yeah, I also know. I
and when do we get that flag on these walls?
I know we're gonna get the Mexican flag.
That sounds like a fucking dinosaur.
I like to be a dinosaur. An autodidact
me when I was 4 years old.
Is someone who learns without any outside influence.
Yeah, so, self-learned, man.
Self-learned.
Oh,
like the desire to learn.
Like that.
Yeah, the desire to just learn on my own, and I guess just being able to take things on, just through my own like curiosity.
Yeah.
That would probably be the one thing I like about myself. Now the issue with that is that I end up becoming not a master of many things, like become a jack of all trades situation.
I was talking about that. That's the thing that I like about myself. I think I said that last week. I don't remember.
You said something.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
That
I learned too many things.
Yeah, and then you wish you could be perfect right off the bat. I think in my head I already understand the fact that I am at a very low level. Yeah. But the happiness comes from like when I do learn the new thing, it's like, okay, cool. Like I do see it as like a level up situation.
Absolutely. Like to take it back to talking about the show. The solo for Black Sheep, that's the first guitar solo I've ever learned that wasn't from a Jack White song. Like that's a big deal to me.
I should have had drinks with me. I take a shot every time he mentions Jack
That's
White.
the first one of the episodes.
Yeah, that's the first one. That's the first one.
Count how many.
You know how I really like Jean Grey? That's how he is about Jack White. So just like think about that for a minute.
Mine's a real person.
I think.
Shots fired.
Unbelievable.
Hey, that's rock and roll fame.
Rock and roll Hall of Famer Jack White.
Yeah, just add it into the repertoire.
Okay.
But yeah, that would that's my answer to that.
Love that.
That's a good answer. That's a nice answer.
Wait, hang on. I wasn't here for the last episode. What the fuck were your ansers?
You can listen to that episode.
Yeah, fucking listen.
Good
check
point.
Everyone go listen to the first episode and
it's
check
not
it out.
that good, but listen to it anyway.
Yeah. And you don't get that on this episode. Go back and listen.
Yeah, please.
And it could be ever changing. I feel like we should answer it like every 5 episodes
Yeah,
again.
well, at
to
least,
see.
at least for the beginning episodes, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, like every 5 episodes, I think the
Okay.
regular host should be like,
Okay,
is there
I see.
something new that I like about myself?
All right.
Okay.
all right.
Maybe.
Okay.
But then that goes to
Meta.
the next question, which is, what's your least favorite thing about
Jesus
yourself?
fucking Christ.
Well, you seem like you hate yourself, so it should be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, next
well,
one.
hang
Yeah,
on,
hey,
let me
yeah,
just,
yeah. The next question. Yeah, yeah.
Let
yeah.
me just.
Little scroll.
I don't know. It's like the other side of the I think I'm funny coin. Like I have the worst inappropriate response to serious situations. Like because I'm so naturally happy-go-lucky and like
Yeah.
I can like keep a cool head when something goes wrong. Some people who are going through a crisis fucking hate that. You know, they're like, "Why are you like making a joke right now? My life is over." You know what I mean?
No, I like that about you, though.
But to me, like I when my grandmother died, because all of my siblings are like that, it started like family beef because everyone was like the Jurado kids had no respect for their grandmother dying, and all we could be was like, don't judge the way people grieve, fuck you.
Yeah.
Real
But
shit.
like I'm sorry, like yeah, I'm pretty sure like my brother and I were playing our 3DSs like while, you know, she was in the other room, but like that's just our response to
Yeah.
things. Like we process it unfortunately much later, and in the moment we're gonna be cracking jokes.
Okay, I wanna segue off this. Like, if I ever died and I found out people were sad and crying at my funeral, I'd be fucking pissed.
Absolutely.
I'd be so fucking mad.
Absolutely.
Do not get sad if I die. Party, do cocaine, have
Yes.
sex with each other or something. Don't be sad. Like, that's so
Nah.
stupid to me.
Nah, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna
be sad too.
I'm gonna listen the entirety of "Wish You Were Here" by Pink Floyd, which is a great album. And also, I think I've said to my parents like if I accidentally for some godforsaken reason die before they do, that has to be played at my funeral because "Wish You Were Here" great song, great band, Pink Floyd. Check them out if you haven't. They need.
If you've never heard of Pink Floyd, now's your
Yeah.
chance.
Now's
Yeah.
your chance.
No, I think that's crazy. Like, I don't know. I see
It's-
death like very differently though.
Yeah.
Oh, death
Yeah.
makes me like deeply uncomfortable, but like
It doesn't make me uncomfortable at all.
I just my grandma was the first person in my life that I like really knew who died, and I know a lot of people like I never knew my grandfathers, and then my dad's mom died when I was like too young to have really connected with her.
Yeah.
And so like that was the first, and that didn't happen until I was like 13 or 14. My grandma died. So like I feel like I don't know, I know for a fact I don't have the appropriate response to a more serious thing. Like
Yeah.
even like my response to like getting chewed out at work, like I'm still cracking a joke at some point like in that conversation.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's I guess it's like a defense mechanism for you to make a joke?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because like I know in a lot of Mexican families, it's I mean I'm not
Ding,
bringing
ding,
it-
ding,
I'm
ding, ding,
about-
ding, ding.
I'm about to bring it up, but a lot of it's just like you end up clowning to kind of like
Yeah,
like-
to not to actually not deal with any situation.
Yeah.
Like my overweight diabetic dad and like
You didn't need to say
like
all
has
that.
the nickname Gordo affectionately, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's killing him.
Yeah.
You know? But that's in like half like yeah. I'm sure there's a Gordo in your family,
Of course,
Victor. Yeah.
There's gotta be.
There's gotta
There's
be.
gotta be. Yeah. Okay, so least favorite thing about myself.
Yeah, take some levity out of this other.
Maybe
death
take a
talk.
drink
Come on.
too.
If you hear
I
stuff
would
in the
take a
background
drink.
to it is raining in California. I know that's
Yeah,
crazy,
it's very
but it's
rare.
been fucked up and raining the last like week.
Yeah. Okay, least favorite thing about myself. I guess it's two things coupled. Probably the main thing is like my sense of anxiety, but it's kind of like routed through a lens of like me being a perfectionist. I think you had talked about this on the last episode, but yeah, I feel like I have a little Victor that's just like constantly going, no, you could have said that better, why did you talk over them at that point? You shouldn't have done that. Why didn't you fix that audio problem that you knew was there? Now it's glaring at you right in the face. That type of self talk. And I know it's bad, and I I have my resources now that I use to kind of like ameliorate that type of stuff, but it's still there. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I don't think that's something that I could like do, but ever since I started journaling, like that little version of me still there, but it's something that I could like put to the side for like what I'm dealing with currently, so that it doesn't affect what I'm trying to do at the moment. Which ends up coming out in like I hate that part of me comes out, because I mean, like, obviously I wouldn't want it to affect like bandmates and like relationships that I care about and stuff. So, but yeah, that'd probably be my least favorite thing about myself, anxiety.
We've lost the light. Thank you for sharing that, by the way.
Absolutely.
What is something that you wish people would understand about you more?
The answers to the first two questions.
No, that's the third question.
No, I know.
Sorry. No.
Yeah, that I think I'm funny. Boop. And that I'm sorry about that.
That's a good roundup.
It's a perfect loop.
Too genuine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, but yeah, that's the answer.
I like desperately want to like make sure people are having a good time, and that I'm one of the reasons for that, at least by my shining personality.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think you do that. You do that quite a bit.
I try to, and like there's the effort made, but like I think if people understood that, I think people who aren't into me would be like, that's why he's like that, and like, not that they'd be into me then, but like at least they could like let live instead of just like being weirdly hostile to me.
I enjoy when I'm melting down and you're like, hey, can I have a shot of this? And you're just like in a different universe than me. Or you're just like, I'm gonna hit my vape or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, you're just you're attentive and you're listening, but at the same time you're also like enjoying yourself and not letting whatever the fuck I'm saying take away from your vibes, which I think you need that to be my friend. I think you need that.
And like I'm like always down to like, let me actually like help and like give you, if you ask for the advice, I'll give you advice. But like, yeah, I'm aware of the people speaking to vent versus people speaking to get solutions.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a rough thing for a lot of people to distinguish. And you never give unsolicited advice ever. You kind of just listen first, which is a really good trait. Not a lot of people do that. So
yeah,
thank you.
Good
All
stuff.
right.
that's what we want.
You,
Okay. Yeah. Now you answer exactly.
Let's see. I think it would be. Okay. What would I want the world to understand about me more? I guess just that it takes me a while to warm up to people and to trust people, and I seem to come off as very. I don't want to say cold. I think it's like, I guess, mean about it, which I try not to be. And like I think not to make the excuse that I think being isolated during COVID made that worse. But I think that definitely contributes to like me being slow to make new friends, because I feel like I've kept my old friend group for quite some time, and this is the first time, at least this year, that I actually went out of my way to like even play live music and hang out with new people, and actually like let myself be a little bit more vulnerable than I had been the previous like 5 years. And I think that lack of trust really just comes from not feeling just not being immersed in social events with people. And I think I find that as kind of like I don't know, like it makes me feel like I'm like antisocial when I know I'm not. Like I always try to fight that antisocial like reaction. that I have inside me. So
We should just go around wearing signs with our answers so that, like, again, people get our deal. And they're like, no. I'm not antisocial. It's just, you know.
I'm just slow to trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that really is.
When I first met you, I'd seen you a bunch of times. I never knew who the fuck you were. And I was just like, oh, that's just another guy that comes around Rodriguez, our friends. Like, and then, like, I just started to be like, that guy's so cool. He doesn't talk to anybody. He's DJing. I don't think I have any business speaking to him. And then Alice, my roommate, and his girlfriend started to, like, flirt, I guess. And then she's like, oh my God, he's so nice. I was like, I've never spoken to him in my life. I don't know anything about him. He seemed scary. And then I heard that you did music from your sister, Giselle. And then I said, hey, AP, did you know that this guy does music? And he starts going off. He's like, oh, he's a big deal. And I'm like, what?
I was like, yeah, he's great. I've followed him on Instagram for like a year.
So then I start thinking you're famous. And I'm like, oh my God, like everyone in Rodriguez's life has some weird like famous thing going on. Because his brother, you know, runs a shout out Rocking Pins and all that stuff. So I was like, damn, okay. I didn't look you up though or anything like that. I just trusted AB and went off of that like delusion that he had about you. And I'm like, wow, this guy's so cool. And Alice likes this guy. Whoa, that's neat. Like, good for her. And then then you guys started dating, and then I finally actually looked up your account. I'm like, this is just a normal fucking account. It's the same as AB's account.
Yeah.
You guys are just doing music. He just talked you up a mad game, and then I'm like,
because he's super talented and
no, you
way
are
better than me.
And not taking away from that at all, but it's just like in my head, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't even bother speaking to you. You're so famous and cool. Like,
which is why I thought it was crazy to hear that that AB even heard of me, and I was just like, what? Like,
no, and then I told you, I was like, yeah, dude, we had a whole conversation at that 4th of July party last year. Like,
Wait, no, and I just thought it was funny because I'm like, I only posted that stuff up like last year before my camera broke.
Yeah.
It's just like,
and I went through. I was like, this shit is good.
Yeah, and it's just me playing solos
He's
over
your
like backing
fan.
tracks.
There you go.
Thank you. I mean, that feels nice.
Like, it's super easy to support your friends, people.
Yeah. No, which is why I think that baseline trust like happened automatically with you, because it was just like, well, I mean, like if you gave a fuck enough to actually look it up and like actually like be like, oh, okay, like I trust his like musical abilities, like that's nice. And it's but yeah, now you know, now you're regretting the decision.
now you got your
I
finger
know
on
you're
the
just
pulse.
a baby.
Yeah, just a baby.
No, I always knew Vic
Who
was
makes
cool.
a great bowl of esquite. That was delicious.
Yeah,
thank
tonight
you.
he made me elote and it was lovely.
I made her a little
Thank
bit.
you.
I love
Elote.
elote.
But I was gonna say, I knew Vic was fucking great when he was DJing and he played some fucking Scooter.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like,
Dude.
that's like,
Honestly, that fucking moment when I played Scooter and this guy fucking his ass blew up when I
You're
played
like,
that song.
damn, all right,
And
I'm DJing the right
And
parties.
I'm all like, this is the
So-
type of person I want at my party.
So I've said it before him, and I explained it to a lot of people when it gets played like for so many people, especially party people in Finland. Like when they hear Scooter is like, you go off. It's like always goes off at a party. My friends played a lot of Scooter, and when we have like midsummer parties or like New Year's parties or whatever, it's like it gets played like like Euro, not Eurobeat. What do you call it? Euro disco, Euro like electro, whatever. Like goes off, and especially when you put the fire. Okay, don't play that because
don't get
copyrighted.
copyrighted.
I don't want to upset the whoever's AI is listening or whatever. But yeah, I was just like, you're a cool guy, 100%.
Thank you. Yeah, I knew that song because of it was in Mortal Kombat 2. And
Annihilation?
yeah, it was in Annihilation, and it plays when Sub-Zero's like fighting like somebody, but
It's like handsome Sub-Zero, right?
yeah. And what's hilarious about that song to me is because like you know it because of like Euro Finnish like sensibilities.
Yeah.
I know that song not just through that movie, but because my friend had an MP3 that he had downloaded from like Kazaa, and instead of putting the album art to it, he put our friend's face, who had just ate shit on his bike, and
Incredible.
he had just this huge bump on his face, and it's just him with an ice pack like this, looking all hurt. And I'm like, that's hilarious that's what you decided to put for the album art. So in my head, I'm like,
stayed in your
it
head
stayed in my
forever.
head. But it's funny to see that like, yeah, that you went so hard on that song. So
I always
now I have two really nice memories with that song.
Great. I love it.
But yeah, but that tangential speaking for that question. But
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other hard questions that I have to be really introspective
No,
about?
not this time anyway.
Thank
I'm trying to
God.
leave it a little
Fuck.
lighter for the first couple of episodes.
Whew.
And then
You're gonna, if
Dig
you want to
in.
be, then it's gonna be fucked up.
Okay.
And I'm really gonna get into it. But people should get to know you guys first before I
Okay.
eviscerate you psychologically.
But like,
Hey, you
this-
can try. Mine's a steel trap.
No, I've done it before. But I was gonna talk about that. Like, you somehow are always the party animal at everything. And I want to ask you, like, what happened? Because when I first met you, you were just a little Finnish dude that loved reading books and D&D I'm sorry, role-playing games, not
Thank
D&D,
you, thank
not
you.
D&D.
I don't
He doesn't like D&D.
He's like, I play
I play it, but it's
Gloomhaven,
not my favorite.
motherfucker.
I play Call of Cthulhu. Thank you very much.
But like, and you wouldn't even talk to me. I remember you went
Yeah.
to Trevor and you're like, oh yes, I have the Radiohead song that I really like. And I'm like, Radiohead's like my favorite fucking band, dude. You didn't talk to me about it. And then I remember asking Trevor, and then he just goes, he's scared of girls. I can't do it on Australian accent. But yeah, he's
It
like
sounded
scared
like
of talking to
true.
girls.
Trevor
Yeah,
was in the room with us.
Yeah.
really
I'll
did.
be honest.
I was kind
You
of
know,
scared.
he's scared of girls.
I mean, that's still true. You know, I have my issues talking to women, and but I mean,
Hey,
I've getting
brother.
better. I've been getting better. I mean, same with the party. Like, I am not a party person where I live. A little bit more after I think I don't know what happened. Yeah, just like being open with especially with I think with the American culture where it's like. I don't know if even that, but just like how you guys are, just the energy you bring, and I just take that and reflect it on myself, and just like being my own self. I think I used to be a bit more reserved person than I met you, Trevor, and everybody else of my friends, and just like I don't know, I cannot at this pinpoint what that moment would be, but I do remember at some point I just stopped giving a fuck. At the point it's just and feel the vibe, go with the flow, and through that I've managed to just go with the parties and whatnot. But there's still the level in me just okay, you can't go too crazy, and I have to learn that not too hard way, but it's just sometimes you guys need to tell me you get to, hey, you need to calm down. That's normal. It's understand the boundaries, and
That's everyone.
yeah, that's for everyone. And I take that word I'm I don't drink crazy. I don't I don't I try not to do any violence on people. It's I don't try. I mean, I don't
what a
do any
thing to
violence. I don't
say.
want to hurt other people. Yeah, and just that. I think there's kind of those kind of schemes in my brain, schema, a fear of oh, I'm gonna hurt someone, I'm gonna do something, and just and then just being no,
The
just be a regular person.
Obtrusive thoughts.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe
Oh,
is the
Oh,
popular
these are
term.
the getting high thoughts.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't do drugs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
make,
yeah, yeah.
let's make that clear. I'm no drugs. for me.
Recreational.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. When I first
I
started,
do drugs. Sorry.
because I don't do edibles often or anything like that. It's just a very rare thing. But at some point, I was going through a lot of medical stuff. 2 years ago now, I guess. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll do edibles a little more often. And I started to think, oh fuck, is it gonna fuck my brain up so much that I'm gonna kill somebody? And I just started thinking about that every time I got high. I was like, what if I just go crazy one of these days?
That's how I used to be. I don't know. I was taught my parents aren't religious or anything like that, but I was I don't want to get drunk because I feel I'm gonna start beating people up or some shit like that. In real.
No, I get it.
I don't, and it's so weird because I never saw that part of my family. Now as I'm older, I knew there is a little bit of that part in my in not with my parents, but in their families there's been history of getting too drunk and being mean and doing some awful shit. And I just and I think they're how they've been teaching me is they tried to stay away from that because they knew how bad it could get.
Oh yeah.
So it's
my parents did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
My parents, I want to say I can count the number of times on my hand I've seen my dad drink a non-alcoholic beer. My parents don't drink. My mom works for an agency that has funding from the federal government, and therefore she gets drug tested regularly, and she is counting the days till she retires so she can try weed for the first time. And my dad is no, I'm never doing it. And I'm like, you won't have a choice, Dad. But like, yeah, they both don't.
What's that mean?
I'm gonna dose my father.
Oh my god.
Don't do it in a secret. That's fucked up.
In Minecraft.
Yeah,
Not real. Not real.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Minecraft. But yeah, no, my parents, they just never did it, and like it was absolutely a response to what they grew up seeing, and like that's why I didn't start drinking. I think I had my first drink at 21,
That's pretty
and
much the
it
same
was
for me.
disgusting.
Yeah.
But I was very stupid, and I picked like the darkest, stoutest beer ever
yeah, nah.
as my first thing. Yeah, no, thank you.
Awful.
And that was just wrong, and I was like, I don't need to do this for another like 7 or 8 more years.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And then same thing with weed, but like I wasn't ever like scared of weed that I'd like hit someone like you two apparently were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, no.
It's a Scorpio thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand.
Yeah, Scorpio gang.
Genuinely, like the first time I did weed, it was like a little chocolate edible, and I couldn't speak anymore because everything I was saying or attempting to say was making me laugh too hard. I was, again, I think I'm funny and I'm sorry. I could not get anything out because I was like, this joke I have is so funny and I can't even say it. And then like I got sad because I couldn't make the people I was hanging out with laugh.
Yeah.
So that's how I go, like, ha 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 ha, little sad, ha 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 ha.
Oh, I have a good story about the first time I ever got high. So Brett, my Philly friend,
Shout out, Brett.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
he gave me a 20 milligram like
Your first time.
Yes.
Damn.
What the fuck?
It was a little piece of chocolate, and I'm like, at the time I was dating Alice, and it was like very early on, and she had gone over to Jersey to hang out with her friends, and Brett's like in the house playing fucking some version of Dark Souls, and we're just hanging out, and I'm just like, well, I'm kind of bored. And he's about to do the edible. So I was like, you know what? I'll have some of the chocolate. Like, I'll see what it's like. You'll take care of me, right? And then Brett goes, yeah.
Did he also do 20?
Yeah. But he was already, like, doing
No, that's
it
what I'm
every
saying.
day,
Like,
pretty much.
20, like, fucks me up.
Yeah. I think it was, like, more potent because it was chocolate or some shit. I don't remember. But anyway, so I take it, and I'm like, okay, what can I do to not freak out? Like, so I'm like, I'll read a comic. So I pick up Why the Last Man. I've read it like 5 times, and I'm reading, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just chilling. He's playing his game, and I'm doing this. And then, like, halfway through, like, me reading the first volume, the page, like, just starts, like, bleeding to me. And I'm like, oh, my God, I can't read anymore. And then I'm like, whoa, what is happening? What is happening? And, like, every 2 seconds, I kept asking myself, oh, what's happening? And so then I start freaking out, and I call Alice. I'm like, I need you to come home so bad. I'm freaking out. Brett drugged me. And Brett's like, no,
That's a crazy way to phrase that, dude. That's a
like,
crazy
because, like,
way to
in
phrase
my
that.
head, it was like he just wanted me to go to sleep and be quiet, and I was being all paranoid and shit. And then so, like, she comes home, and I started journaling it, like, forever, because...
For evidence?
Yeah, no, like, just, like, to, like, know what the fuck was happening to me, because I'm coming at, like, I come at everything from, like, oh, how does this affect me psychologically? So I started time stamping. And time to me at the time, seemed like every 5 minutes was, like, 5 hours. And I could not, like, calm down, because I was like, every moment is too long. It's too long.
That still happens to me.
Really?
When I do lose, like, a sense of actual time. Like,
Yeah.
And the more I've done, the worse that gets. So, like, I think I told you a few weeks ago, I definitely got too high, and I spent the entirety of a Korean horror movie whose name I can't remember, on a couch holding on for dear life with my eyes closed, and it felt like so long, but that's like a 90-minute movie. Like,
Yeah.
I think I watched the first like 15 minutes and then couldn't handle it and spent the rest of the 75 minutes just trying to like hold the world together.
Yeah.
With my eyes closed.
Just turn off the movie, man.
Oh no! I was with it was in a group setting.
Okay.
So
okay,
the entire time I had people. I could hear them because I was completely awake. They'd be like, "Oh, look, AB's asleep," and I'd be like,
No, but that was happening, and then I started like writing down random things I was thinking, and I have the note still on my fucking phone because
Wild.
it's saved to the iCloud. And I had Butters, my old Jack Russell at the time, and I was like, Saul Butters, tried to play Pokemon Go. Pokemon says Pokemon Go is not home, and I still think about that all the time. What the fuck did I mean by that? Because I don't know.
Go
Pokemon
said-
Go is not home. I don't know what the fuck that means.
wasn't
still.
on your home screen.
I have no clue.
Who
Pressed
knows?
her home and
But-
she couldn't get there.
I don't know.
Or
I think I remember opening the game, and I think the GPS had me in a different location than I actually was. So I think that's what I meant.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm gonna have sex while I feel like this. So then I had sex, and I was like, oh, sex was neat. And the timing on the sex was even
neat.
was funny because it's 5 minutes. If I went by, and to me, it was like the longest sex I ever had.
Damn.
But
You're
it was
like,
only like 5-10 minutes.
7:20. I
Yeah.
will have sex. 7:25.
Literally.
Sex was neat.
Yeah,
That
it was
wasn't
like
neat,
that
it's
was
true.
kind of cool. Like I was into it,
You
and
heard
then
it
I
here,
blacked
folks.
out.
Sex was neat.
And after that I like blacked out and went to sleep, and all of my thoughts were jumbled. The next day, I'm like serotonin syndrome out. Like I'm so depressed, I want to like die. And then so Brett goes, "What if we went to the casino?" And then so we fucking go to a
Hell
casino.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Brett and
I'm
I
like,
gotta hang.
I'm like,
Fucking
oh my
big
God.
edibles in a casino.
I don't want to do this.
The
I
day
don't
after.
want to be here. I just want to go home and lay down. But I'm also scared I'm gonna kill myself. Right? Like that's the level that I was at. And then so
You don't
they're
want
like
that.
oh, here's a pina colada from the the people that walk around with all the drinks, and I'm just sitting there at like the pachinko or whatever the fuck whatever the fuck they had at the time.
Yeah, coin
like,
machine.
yeah, like any of the little digital games. I'm like, I
Mhm.
guess I'm alright. I don't know. And I'm like just like betting money, like no tomorrow. And meanwhile, fucking Alice and Brett are like betting $200 at blackjack and then losing and then getting really depressed, and then now they're depressed, and then I'm just like on this really
Ugh.
insane like moment where I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life. I think I'm gonna quit everything that I do, and I think I'm gonna give up. And they're just like, we just fucking lost $200 in blackjack. And it was just like the worst fucking day. And after
I
that, I didn't do weed for
swear.
like 10 years.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Never my experience. I'm just like, Blazing Saddles is the funniest movie ever put to film.
But you don't need drugs. You can enjoy.
No,
it.
yeah,
I just
no,
watched that
that's-
movie
of
like
course.
2 months ago. That
Of
movie,
course.
you don't need drugs.
That
That's a
is
fucking great movie.
correct either way. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I'm saying it way harder
Yeah.
when I'm stuck.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I can appreciate it now. I know the different kinds now, the sativa and the whatever, the indica and all that mumbo jumbo.
Whoa.
And I understand that there's like different ways. Also, I feel like you need to be mentally okay to take, like, to do.
Yeah.
Do weed?
Yeah.
Is that like the old lady way to say
Smoke
that?
That's, yeah. No, that's how
like,
I
Don't
say
smoke
it.
But do you know
weed,
what I
dude.
mean? Like,
Check
I
it
feel
out.
like
Okay,
I wasn't in a good mental headspace.
Yeah.
I once did a marketing campaign for a local government's cannabis regulation thingy, and the proper way to say it is consume cannabis products.
I hate that.
Consume cannabis
Mhm.
product.
That sounds like something
Consume.
you
Me
say
and
to
my
test your
homies are
accent.
consuming
sounds like-
cannabis products
We gotta start,
daily,
we
dog.
gotta start
That's the
using that as our
capitalist,
audio.
like,
There you go.
That's a
Consume.
Yeah,
cannabis
consume.
products.
Oh, I'm consuming cannabis. Oh,
That's how you're supposed to say it.
I don't know.
It's funny because you have like the most opposite experience of like what I had the first time I smoked weed.
Please tell me.
So I was much like you. I didn't drink or smoke or anything until I turned 21 because I figured, okay, like
Wait
I'm gonna,
this long.
I'm gonna at least wait until I'm adult to actually like do this. But like the first time I drank, I think I was dating this goth girl, and she really wanted me to drink it. That got that light for some reason, and she's just like, you should drink this, and like I hated it. I'm like.
Specifically?
Yeah, and I'm like, why this one? And she's like, cause it's light, and I'm like, that makes
Okay,
like whatever. But I drank it. I thought it tasted like piss. I hated it. Didn't drink. Like I was disappointed. And I'm like, why am I gonna drink?
Well, this was.
Yeah,
This wasn't worth it.
I didn't even finish it, but I figured that once I turned 21, I was gonna if a friend of mine came up to me and asked like, hey, do you want to smoke weed? Then I would.
Mm-hmm.
And the only experience I had with weed prior to that is like my dad's a lifelong stoner, but and before we would go fishing together, he would
Oh, and
he would hotbox the car with
Oh,
my
there
uncle,
you go.
and I'd be the one that would go out and get the in and out.
Yeah,
and
there you go.
I'd come back to the house to the
And
car.
be like, smells
and I was
herbaceous
like,
in
this
here.
smells bad in here. And it's like, what'd you guys do? And then we'd get to fishing, and I'm like, damn, I'm so hungry. Should have got more burgers when we were out.
There you go.
And Giselle has a story about that too, but I'll let her tell that one if she ever gets on here. But the first time I got high, a friend of mine went to Mexico, and I guess he had a family member that grew weed, and he was just like, "Hey, I got like this like small bag. Like this is when people were still calling them dime bags. Like I'm not that old, but like he called it a dime bag, and I'm like, dude, you're like 4 years younger than me, and you're using that.
And you're
like,
using that term.
And but I was like, cool, let's do it. And I'm like, what do you think we should do for it? Because I wanted to plan it. I didn't want to be like, let's just fucking do it. So I was like, okay, well, I know I'm gonna get hungry. Let's get a shit ton of Del Taco. You know what? Fuck it. Let's get 2 different fast foods. Let's get Del Taco and McDonald's.
What?
I would do that.
That's
And
such good planning.
And then the cool thing is next to the McDonald's was a Rite Aid, and I'm like, let's get a fucking 12-pack of just like sodas.
There you go.
And let's get like a bunch of little like snacks. And then he's like, hey, I still got snacks from Mexico. We'll have those along with whatever you buy.
Beautiful.
So we had this plan where we were just gonna watch Fantasia for the first time.
Oh my god!
I never
okay.
watched it, and it was like the one Disney movie that I'm like, I want to watch that.
Yeah.
But like stoned for the first time.
Okay.
So
okay.
I downloaded it on my little shitty laptop, and then I was just like, nice, I got it. I got the 1080p version. Yeah. And I was we got stoned as hell, and we started playing the movie, and then I didn't feel like I was feeling anything at first. And I think prior to this, I did start eating a whole lot, but like as soon as we started hitting the Mexican snacks, I was like, I don't taste anything but chemical.
Oh,
Like I just taste
Incredible.
I stopped tasting taste like the
you
flavors.
saw
of
you
stuff.
saw the Matrix
And
code.
I saw the like I would eat it in the
Yeah.
Matrix code would just like dissolve in
Incredible.
front of me. And then the scene came up in Fantasia where you know that part where the Earth's getting created and the dinosaur section comes up?
Stravinsky.
Okay. Yeah, the Stravinsky part.
Yeah.
So that scene where the Tyrannosaurus starts to fuck up the Stegosaurus.
Oh wow.
When that happened, I got so emotional, and I'm like, why were they hurting them? Why were dinosaurs?
Why couldn't they
Why
be
couldn't
friends?
they be friends? Like, I don't know. And it's just like, it's not that I had this like childlike, like everything should be land before time, but it was just, I really felt for the dinosaur, and I'm like, why did he have to die? And then I started seeing all the other dinosaurs dying when that section of like them rummaging through the desert, and I'm like, I could have saved like something. I could have saved them, and I just felt an immense amount of like empathy for everything. And then I was just like, this is crazy,
Bro,
like,
Okay.
those died like 60 million years ago. You couldn't save jack shit.
Victor, the stuff that had me on the couch like this during that movie made everyone who did that they said they all agreed that it felt like the first time. Like that's how potent that shit was. Gotta get you some of that, brother.
Yeah.
Watch Fantasia 2000.
I haven't seen
Oh,
Fantasia 2000, so it'd be
There
a
you
fun,
go.
fun time. But
Jose, get your rig ready.
but yeah, like anytime I did weed after that, I mean I didn't want to keep smoking weed and just watching stuff, because I felt like if I was having that that moving of an experience, like I didn't want to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna, every movie's gonna be a big old cry fest. I wanted to make sure that I was like hiking or doing something healthy when I was.
Hike.
So I love going on hikes and like,
That
I mean,
rules.
like last year was a lot of me biking and smoking before a ride. And that was really fun, but like you do get very dehydrated. Like I started going on rides without the smoking the weed part, and I'm like, why do I feel like I could go another 20
I can
miles?
go way further.
Why do I feel actually better?
Why do I feel better?
I
Yeah.
wonder what there could be
But
a
like,
medical reason
not
for
as
this.
beautiful.
Yeah, not as beautiful. Yeah, sure. But still fun. I mean, like,
Oh, absolutely.
like I mean, I've definitely calmed down this year. This year's probably been like the most like chilled off I've been off of weed in a while. So, And I kind of like it because like I'm at least able to like. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do the music stuff if I was still smoking like I was.
Yeah.
Like I definitely need.
Oh, I accidentally got too high for a show, and that footage you can tell.
Yeah. No, I think the one show I played an open mic in Santa Ana on 4th Street one time, and I there was a key change in the song, and I forgot the whole second half of the song, and I'm like, why did I get high before the show?
Yeah, I don't
This
do
wouldn't have
that.
happened. Yeah, so I mean, I've had my ups and downs with it, definitely, but for the most part, weed's been pretty positive for me, except when it's like anxiety and like because there's a point, and I don't think it matters what type of weed you do. Like, there's a certain threshold where if you smoke enough or like you consume enough cannabis, if you consume enough cannabis, like you are just going to have anxiety ridden thoughts, and you just can't get rid of it until you're done with the trip, and that's it. And it sucks. And I prefer not to be under that type of stress if I could help it.
That's when I start playing a video game because it helps. Like I'm hitting moves in Fortnite that I'm not hitting sober.
Oh my god!
You get good at Fortnite.
I call it gamer brain, and people have witnessed it.
I will say, as a clinician, you should not do any kind of cannabis or consume any cannabis while you're on any kind of other medication. Please check with your doctor or your physician. And if you are under the age of 25, your brain is not fully developed yet, so you should also not consume any cannabis until after the age of 25. That's just, I have to say that legally. I must say it.
Yeah.
Nerd alert. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, but-
I take what you do seriously. You do a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very important.
like if I had a child, I wouldn't have them like I wouldn't have them like. I mean, I'd be open to them wanting to try it once they're old enough to.
Yeah, I've seen like parents who are like hit this shit with their like teenage kid, and I'm like, that's not.
It also is one of the main causes, and these studies will come out eventually.
Yeah.
If some of them already are out of like Alzheimer's and early dementia, it's like it's a big thing, and it's going to hit our generation probably the worst.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not old enough yet to know how bad it's going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
See
not
ya
excited
in
for
20
that.
years. Ooh.
I know. It's gonna be like, how do I change the knob on this fucking game?
Fuck.
We all may be happier though. If we all
I think
forget
so.
everything, then
Yeah.
maybe we'd just be like rocking it.
Yeah.
Or kids, if we. I'm not gonna have kids, but
Laugh.
yeah. If children are around the vicinity of us, then they're gonna feel real sad about it. But I think we'll be fine.
I feel like so much of our shit is gonna be archived and like on various versions of whatever clouds. Like,
Could you
We're-
imagine listening to our own podcast like back when we're like 60, 70?
so thinking when I was like mentally preparing for like, oh, I'm gonna have to talk, you know, for an extended period of time and not flub like I just did when I said expended and not extended. Fuck. I was thinking about how like, yeah, I have had multiple tries at a podcast. Like since I was like in freshman year of high school, I tried to do one, and thinking about all of that, like all the times I've tried to do it, I was like, all of those files are still like on a hard drive or on my server. Like I could show my friend Brian, I was like, hey, do you want to listen to episode 1 of the Set for Awesome podcast that we recorded in my closet? Like he has a daughter now, and I can be like, yo, little Brian Jr., do you want to see Pop Pop's fucking first podcast? And like I can do, I love that. So yeah, absolutely. I hope
Yeah.
like we're, 75 years old and I'm be like, I wonder if Vic ever saw Fantasia 2000. call him up, be like, oh sorry, hologram him up and be like,
Yeah.
dog, let's watch Fantasia 2000. They have space weed now. And like I like to think we're gonna get there in 40 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Nah,
extra
yeah.
dementia. This time
Exactly.
it'll fix your dementia.
Exactly.
That's what we're
Oh,
hoping.
you know what? That too. Nanites are gonna fix whatever's going on here
might be
eventually.
right.
Yeah.
Nah, we're too poor.
That's
we're gonna be
true.
poor. It's gonna be only for the rich, and it's gonna be a dystopia. We're on a
That's
loose, man.
true.
Sorry, I'm getting doomerish here. But are we gonna have the doomerish section right now, where I'm gonna go
Well, there's
all?
like a lot of media that's about people who live forever and also don't forget things and they're miserable. I have an extremely good memory.
Right.
I'm miserable as fuck all the time.
Well, I was gonna, I mean, yeah, you're gonna Black Mirror it up. I was gonna go more into like the AI and just gonna have all the memories stuff up and create like a hologram stuff. I'm like immediately like just like do a fucking holy war from Dune against the robots, destroy all robots, destroy all AI.
Destroy
Sorry,
our
I mean,
memories.
sorry, I mean, if this gets future proofed, the AIs are already listening this. I'm already gonna be like T-1000 is gonna cut me in half, or they're gonna put that knife.
No,
on
you
through
would
me
be
and
the
just, like,
T-1000.
No, they're gonna they'll open up my brain. They're gonna all eat up all my data, and I'm gonna turn into the Matrix, like the cocoon. Like they're gonna torture me forever.
If they figured out a way to get our memories out of our head, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
Because everyone would get canceled in the entire world for like one thing they did.
But hey,
Ghost
if
in the
we're
Shell.
all canceled, then who's really canceled?
I don't know. It would become like a weird class war thing of who did
Oh,
the
would
most
be,
canceled
yeah, like
thing.
like oh, this person did a sexism. And
So-
Yeah, this guy got drunk and beat his wife one time. And,
it was just
wait,
the
that's
one.
pretty
yeah.
bad. I
No,
should have
that-
saved it last
well, no,
time.
see,
Whoa.
but now we're doing the which is worse thing.
Yeah. Okay.
We're helping them figure this out.
Yeah.
Well, but in a-
Victor, cut this. Yeah.
but it's like that's a transhumanism concept of like, if once we are able to digitalize our brains and put it like out there, and then it's like all the information is already out there, but then it's like there's so much information. If you want to go look into, you have to know the specific person's specific like thing, and then just go through with it. I mean, okay, I'm not well versed on this, and it's such a different mindset. I recently tried to get into like transhumanism RPG stuff on the world, but somebody commented like one of the reasons why it hasn't become popular is like it's such a different mindset. You're talking about like canceling, like how does even canceling work in a culture where everything is out in the open? Like if it's like, oh, you did this part, you did that, it's like who the fuck cares? Like what are the cultural standards at that point? And I think that's kind of like, we look at our cultural lens right now. How does that work in, let's say, 40 years? It's not gonna happen in 40 years, 100 years from now. The different kind of cultural and different mindset, even in a like a technologically advanced like setting like
it's
that.
socially acceptable to take pictures in a movie theater now.
No, it's not.
No, what the hell? Who said that? Who said
Who
that?
told you
Have
that?
you seen people's Instagram stories and
Oh my
like
God.
on Twitter?
You're talking
No.
about like the
People take-
Minecraft movie reaction stuff. That
No,
it's
no,
still
no, not
acceptable.
even just Minecraft movie. Like people, like I've saw so many pictures of Frankenstein. Do you know how much effort you had to put into going to a screening of Frankenstein a few weeks ago? Like that wasn't just a thing you could go to your local movie theater for. You'd have to like people like I saw people being like, I drove 2 hours to be able to see it, you know, in a theater.
And then
and people are pulling out their phones and taking photos in the theater. That's a normal thing now.
I've
It's
never
fucked
had that
up.
happen,
No,
and I usually say something.
I mean,
if they do.
it's not like Flash and like I'll see. I don't do it. I do my photo during the previews.
I'll do like okay, if I've seen the movie before, I will slyly take a photo really quick at a scene. If I've seen it. If I've never seen the movie,
It's-
fuck that. I'm not doing
If there's anyone behind me, if there's
Oh, yeah.
anyone in
Yeah.
my row, I'm not touching.
Yeah,
my
no,
phone.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
same,
no.
same.
If we're all alone in the theater,
Yeah,
then sure.
that's different.
But
yeah,
but
which
like
we often are lately.
yeah,
That's true.
But like even a slight light. Like I used to be like the guy who would like slightly look at the like watch.
Oh, I
if
know.
it's a
You
boring.
used to
it's like-
brag about it. You used to be like, I'm on my phone all the time when I'm.
No, I'm not in all the time. I just check out what the time is. That's all. I'm never gonna.
Yeah, but like you fucking know
Get a
what time
watch,
you went to the
bud.
goddamn movie. You know what time it is.
No, I was just like, how long is this movie gone for? Like, I sometimes if the movie's boring, I want to know like how it felt. In
Yeah,
that moment too. Like, I
I've
get
done that.
However,
I've done that before.
But I'm not doing that anymore. Like 90% of the time, especially I learned this July. We were seeing, I don't remember, the Hong Kong double feature at New Beverly Cinema in LA, and for the first time in my life, this shit happened to me. This doesn't happen in my country. I got an Amber Alert on my phone, and it just like, even though I'm silent, it blasts through that, and that's like during a movie, and I hear
But, like,
multiple
then
people.
didn't
so it's like-
everyone else's phone?
yeah,
feel
but
like-
I
feel
still
like-
feel horrible because like that shit
No,
happens. Like, if
it's an Amber Alert. It's what
No.
it's supposed to do.
Okay,
I
yes,
want
like,
Bunch of Cons so bad right
So like after that, every time we see a movie after the previews, close the phone. I don't matter. Like it
Like,
doesn't
you
matter.
turn it
It's-
off?
Yeah, 100%. I don't do
that's
it anymore.
That's the mature thing to do.
Yeah,
I
don't
can't
take
do
risks.
that.
I can't do that either.
Like, I can't-
I have 20 kids that live in this house. If I turn my phone off and they need something, I need to.
I have 2 dogs that
Yeah.
eat so many things they shouldn't eat. so I need to be at the ready.
Yeah.
In fact, I was like, I'm gonna turn my phone off for this. I turned it off. I'm so anxious about it. Like
Yeah.
I'm like
Okay,
flout that 8 milli somehow. Like
Put her to
something
sleep.
happened.
think how
yeah.
crazy this is. Like, think how crazy. Like, this is the day and age we have to be on the connection. And then we just talk about like the future generations. Think about the previous generations. Like back in the 80s. Like, you don't have a phone with you. Like, if you like went somewhere,
Unless you were rich.
How do you know? Like think about it. Like, how would your parents know? Like, if you were like a kid in the 80s, how would
They
they know?
didn't.
Like, they didn't
No,
know.
they
It's
didn't.
I
like-
didn't have
it's like-
that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah,
If stuff happened to me, it was just like you gotta wait till your parents come get you.
I always forget how old are
I
you?
just turned. I had. Oh, we're gonna date this fucking podcast. Yeah, I just turned 29. Just like so, I
Wait,
go 96.
So Crystal and I have a few years on you where we were
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the streets,
Yeah.
like
I got my first Nokia.
no, like literally like
on
playing with
second
my
grade.
friends. I had friends on the street, friends, on the block that I hung out
Okay,
with,
yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
we're gonna sound like fucking just boomer, like,
already
never
feel
mind,
it.
abort
I feel it
this,
coming.
abort this bit.
No,
But
go
like,
ahead,
no,
self-report.
spent so many, like, come home when the sun comes down, shit, or like having, like, fucking playing games and shit across like 3 people's front yards, like that was just a normal thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I was born 91, and during high school, like, we still all went out at, like,
Yeah.
after school and, like, played football in the street, learned
Yeah.
how to ride bikes in the street.
Yeah.
We would have a boom box where we would play, like, System of a Down songs and, like,
Hell
a New
yeah.
Gorillaz album. We'd be like, yeah, Demon Days is fucking tight. And then we would just hang out outside, and then it wasn't until we got a gateway computer where everybody was like, let's go to his house and, like, play Flash videos.
Oh yeah,
And,
dude.
and I remember the change happening, and then
Absolutely.
once everybody got an iPhone, it was just like it's
That's
over.
it. Yeah, nobody's
Yeah.
hanging out outside.
Yeah.
Unless you're like scheduling it a
Yeah.
week or two in
Yeah.
advance.
And even then, it was just like, let's play Melee together in the house.
Yeah,
Like, it was
yeah.
still,
So so
There was still community, but like, fuck, did we stop going
so
outside?
many times would my parents go when I would be even in like maybe like 5th or 6th grade, even till like, well, I was in 8th grade, I think, where we would be like, go outside, like go do something, like don't be on the computer all day, which is true. They should have maybe like moved out more, like be outside. But I was like, do what? With who? All my friends.
Yeah,
are playing
everyone else
online.
is
It's
on
like,
computer.
So like, okay,
Yeah.
so I we go asking them to go outside. Okay, and we're just okay. I guess we're just gonna go to the woods nearby, and that's fine for you guys. It's just like
I wish I had
it's
woods
just like,
nearby.
Oh, we had like a nature area like nearby, but there's like a park nearby. I mean, not a park, but like. Okay, just a little cultural stuff, like living in the rural areas of eastern Finland. You have like a lot of like birch trees and stuff, and we would we'd fuck around. Like I knew some like kids who would just like throw bottles at rocks, and we would
That
go
sounds
to-
fun.
I wouldn't do that. I would be like, I don't want
That
to get
sounds fun as
hard,
shit.
but it's like yeah, it would be. And then my ass would be like, oh, let's go to the woods and pretend we're like. Fantasy characters are like, oh, this is let's play war. Like we have these sticks, and
that
it's
sounds
like,
fun as fun. I still remember like the Great Dirt Clod War of '99, like shit like that. Like that was so fun.
I did not do Dirt Claw.
Oh, man.
What is
That-
Dirt Claw?
What
Okay, I need to
is
explain.
that?
Literally, this person's dad doesn't take care of his lawn, and so his lawn is all dirt. So we pick up dirt clods because those break. It's not a rock. We're not crazy. We're not gonna throw rocks at each other.
Oh yeah.
But dirt clods, that breaks up. I came home like fully like just like covered head to toe in dirt. My parents were pissed.
My boy was playing Minecraft.
In real life.
Exactly.
This
That
is
gravel
all
pit.
crazy to me. I didn't do any of this. I wasn't allowed outside at all when I
Well,
was a
that's
kid.
different.
Yeah. But I had an emulator on a computer
That's
and
where
I
it's at,
played
though.
like, video games and stuff. So that was all right by myself.
My dad often wonders because if you hear it from him, I apparently was good at soccer. And then he's like, Mijo, what happened? Why did you stop? And I was like, because you got me my own Game Boy Advance SP.
That's
I didn't have to
Hell
share
yeah.
with my brother anymore. I had my own SP. And so the outside didn't matter anymore. I think like the summer I got my own SP, I stayed up for like over 24 hours for the first time in my life because I was just trying to catch Suicune. Crystal version was just the best shit ever, and so I was like, I'm not gonna sleep. This is what I'm doing.
So we talk about like that's sorry to distract this thing, but I mean this is part of the podcast. The biggest game I consumed time when I was like when I got my like own computer and we moved to the place where just near the nature. I had a Game Boy Advanced emulator and I would play Pokemon like Crystal on that game, and also I remember using the Master Ball and so you could to get that stuff. Like I used so much time just like beat that game. I was like I love playing. That's like I don't remember how many hours I put in it. I've never been at any level of a Pokemon fan, but I remember just like that just
that
like remember
it.
Right on the emulator. I never had a Game Boy Advance. My friends had one. Oh, we play Emerald. Okay, I don't have an Advance. I'm not gonna play that. And the emulator games I had, I remember trying to be like, oh, it looks the sequel looks great. Like I'm gonna get the Ruby, and I got the ROM, open it, and it's all in Italian. I don't know how to change it to English or anything else. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm not playing this game then.
I just want to play Pokemon. I still gotta play Legend ZA. I've like put like maybe a half hour into it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the latest.
Yeah,
Pokemon
the latest game. I wish the creators of Pokemon just would put some more effort to it. Like everything I see about those games, it like I hate that it's the biggest gaming franchise ever. It like sprints easy amount of money, and the effort they put into it is always like, oh, we just put the bare minimum. We're just gonna ignore what we did last time.
It's disappointing, but unfortunately,
because it makes the money. They just like they don't need to do that more. They just like put the least amount of effort.
Did you
it could
see
be lacking
Pikachu?
No, is that the wait? Is
the
that
new
Pikachu
first ever Pikachu variant for the new Pokopia
Is that the white Pikachu?
Game? Yeah, it's the new white Pikachu.
The white Pikachu?
Yeah, they turned the color off and just like turned
Pikachu.
it.
People think it might be a ghost type.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
This kind of sounds racist a little bit.
yeah, they turned him white. Yeah.
I mean, but I agree with you.
It's okay. Pokemon hate ended. Sorry for all the listeners. I just turned away from like Pokemon so much.
This motherfucker doesn't play Pokemon regularly.
I play Pokemon TCG Pocket every day. I do my dailies. We just
Same.
talked about before the podcast.
Yeah,
we
but that's
do.
just like a phone game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like you committed to the actual game.
Because it allows me to like experience that feel that I didn't have a kid because my parents were like for various reasons were not as monetary like doing as great at that time, so I couldn't get the little packages. But now I get the serotonin for opening the packages
Hell
virtually.
yeah.
I don't have to have the
feels
collection
so
of the cards.
good.
Yeah, it feels so
It
good to
hits
open it,
so
and then it's
well.
just like gets disappointed. Oh, but then when you get that EX Pokemon and it's shiny, it's just like so good, so good. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad we never played the One Piece card game with you that much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It could
you
have
would've
gone
been on
worse. It
crack.
could have gone worse.
Yeah.
Oof. And no magic for me. Yeah. Never magic together.
You'd like
no.
that game too much.
Yeah.
It's fun. I
Yeah.
play it too sometimes, but on the computer where I don't have to pay for real
Oh
cards.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did like it on the computer.
Yeah. When during Corona, yeah, I played that. Except then it's like, oh, I need to meta deck, and it's like, oh, you don't need to meta deck. No, but I want to win, so I need to meta deck. And then it's like, oh, you need to spend like $50 to get the least amount of like good deck. Okay, how much like the actual top tier deck is? It's like 200 to get all these cards, and it's a virtual deck, so I don't actually physically get
That's
to get
silly.
that. Get the hell out of here! Get
That's
the hell out of
silly.
here! Oy.
I'll move on to the next question.
Yeah, oh yeah, please.
Next topic.
Next topic,
Uh,
please.
Yeah, so music, right?
I think that's what we
But, yeah, I
started.
think
that's
that
where
was
we
what we were
started.
supposed
I
to
love
We're
music.
gonna loop it around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're working it back around. Do we want to talk about the songs that we did?
Sure.
And we can kind of like get into it. I picked Halloween songs.
Halloween vibes.
Yeah, Halloween vibes, but I
Yeah.
also knew that we were catering to a nerd video game
A
audience.
bunch of fucking dweebs.
Yeah, so I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
what could we do that would make this interesting and have like a flair of the dramatic? Because I love that. And
You?
I was and so I was like, the Scott Pilgrim intro, like the Envy Adams intro is so iconic. She's like, awesome That's such a memorable part of that movie, and everybody had just got off of seeing like Anna Gucci live. They just had come by, and like all this other stuff. Like, so I knew that was like really in. And I was like, okay, let's play.
Scott
this.
Pilgrim was on the brain.
Yeah, and like the animated series and the new other stuff came out. So I was like, okay, everybody's been thinking about Scott Pilgrim a lot. Let's play that as an opener for the whole show.
Yeah.
And so I got my costume. You got your costume. You didn't really try, Victor, but that's okay. We didn't really ask you
Hey.
to.
I
We didn't.
Hang on. My costume was a t-shirt.
Yeah, but that
and
was
some
cool.
wristbands.
That was cool.
I will admit I should have tried a little harder.
You're fine.
No, it's fine. I don't.
Mr.
know.
Wizard
You didn't
over here.
bandage up your arms enough.
True.
But I tried like 40 different dresses to find the one that looked most like hers, like all kinds of shit. But you know, the commitment to the bit in my cosplay is always like 100%. So I knew that was gonna happen. But it was really cool. And then we let this was the mistake that I think anyway, is that we went last. And I think it was cool in theory, but I was so tired and so like low energy, and I had been cheering and screaming and all this stuff. I think I said this last podcast, and I was just like, oh, I'm just like a shell at this point. At like, because it was midnight when we went on.
Yeah.
Like literally, like, because we had a bunch of sound problems and all this other stuff, so we kept having to like stop in between. And
Well, I
there was
mean, we had
giveaways.
a lot of acts.
Yeah, we
too.
did.
Like,
It was a
that
lot. Like, it was way more.
And we wanted to give everyone like a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Just so that we're clear, we started all the set. We were the first to go up.
Yeah.
we-
We did
and
the first song,
to-
opened the whole show.
Yeah, to open the whole show. So we introduced all the bands that were being played throughout the night, and then we had to go back up at midnight to
finish up
our
yeah.
shows, which were the bulk of our songs. And yeah, I mean, like, we did start off strong, but we also had to keep our energy up for the rest of it, and that was a big issue.
I didn't expect to be like that fucked up, but also too throughout it, a lot of people just kept talking to me and was like draining my battery because I was on like recording brain, like and hosting brain.
That's what I like. The little shows that I've performed, it is actually like really useful when there's a green room. Like I once played with Emily at this place called the Peppermint Club, and like they actually have a green room, and it was like a different artist entrance and everything, and like it was so useful to not like be stressing out in front of like all the people that you brought.
Yeah.
And then you get to, you know, focus and practice a little bit.
And a lot of people had flown out from all over the world, and I hadn't said hi to them, and I didn't really want to.
That's fucking hard, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted the first appearance of me in my Envy costume to be like a big deal.
A big
show, a
yeah.
thing. And so I kind of like, it couldn't be that way. Like I wound up putting like a cool coat on, and then that was really cool. But like other than that, it was like, I guess I have to like talk to everybody because it's gonna be so long until we actually do the bit.
Not that we don't want to talk to them.
Yeah,
to
just
be
because,
clear,
like,
it was like
it's just like
it was an energy reserve thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like spoon theory. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's really important to me, and we use it around this house.
How many spoons do you have right now?
Like I think I have like a good 4 spoons in me.
That'll get us.
Yeah, that'll get us through. But like, you know, everybody. I'm not explaining this. This will get too psychological if I start explaining this. But it is a good way to measure where you're at, like emotional capacity, physical capacity, mental capacity. But yeah, by the time we were done that, I felt like, you know, if we're going to talk about spoons, I was almost completely out of spoons. And I felt so unconfident too because all the other acts were so good, and I was just like, "Oh, man."
That shit gets me every time. Yeah. I gotta stop playing with such talented people.
I know. I like didn't know how to feel about it. I was like, "Oh, I'm not in the same league as these people at all." But then by the time we got up there, like we had fucked up because we started out with a Tron song because I wanted to like really do something topical, right? So is it As Alive as You Need Me to Be
by Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, by Nine Inch Nails.
Great song.
Fucking great. And I had just seen Tron for like the 15th time at that point. So I was like, damn, I'm like really into this right now. And I think we nailed that for the most part.
Yeah, we absolutely
I
did.
brought like my energy to it, and it was great.
I should have made my bass louder.
Yeah, no, like getting to hear them play like the like in real life, like every week, like multiple times a week at that point, I just was like, I'm so lucky. Like nobody else in the world is happier than I am that I get to hear this almost every day.
She really enjoyed the power chords.
Like, because it's just like when you can feel Trent Reznor inside of you in any capacity, it feels good. You know what I mean? Like,
Many people are saying this.
yeah, many people have said this.
I think the one thing I did, I did come away from that song feeling an appreciation, because like I'm not a Nine Inch Nails fan or anything, but now I know why people do like Trent Reznor. And as far as for like the amount of syncopation he does on stuff that sounds like it shouldn't have crazy syncopation, it's actually it's pretty cool that he's able to really do a lot with what sounds like a little. And like having to make those backing tracks was challenging, because I thought I was going to be able to get in there and just do that quickly.
Oh, easy.
But I mean, not that I'm saying about
she
that.
picked Trent Reznor songs.
Yeah, but it was cool, because I'm like, oh, that's why my friend Steven loves Trent Reznor songs and blah 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 blah. Because like he would talk about him, but I'd be like, I'm just not into industrial music, so we would conversation would always
so
stop
much
there.
more than that.
But anyway, just wanted to point that out. I think it is. There's a lot of merit to that music. Yeah.
And then what did we do after?
Yeah, was it Burn the Witch after that?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was Burn the Witch, which
so fun. God damn,
that was like, which is Halloween, Plus, love Radiohead. I think like Nine Inch Nails and Radiohead are like very tied for my favorite thing in the world. Favorite bands, favorite artists.
Can relate.
And I can hit all the notes in the song. I very much can. I can sing in the way that Tom York sings perfectly fucking fine. Like. So that was no challenge to me. And I did that. I knew that doing that in the second song would be a complete vocal warm-up for me without having to try very hard, especially after the whole night that we had. But then after that, though, we went into, what was it? The Delgado song.
Yeah.
Is The Light Before You Land. And I picked that song just because it's cute. And a friend of mine showed me that recently. And that, I felt like you could barely hear me in that, because it is such a low song.
And like quiet, softer song.
Yeah, it's a very soft song, and like it after playing two really loud vocal songs and then going into playing that, I was like, oh, I can't even hear myself half the time. And it made me really sad, because I was like, this is the cutest one.
Yeah, that's the like thought that goes into the order of the set list.
Yeah.
I put in a lot of thought to that in general, but for this show in particular, because the certain covers that I played to, and like I want to incorporate, every time I do one of my solo sets, I do new covers, like, so all my friends who I love that they come out, I'm again so sorry that you have to hear the same like 6 songs over and over again. So I hope I keep it new and different with the covers.
Yeah, because you messed them up.
Yeah.
You mess up your original songs, and then you throw the cover in there, and it's a great show.
Exactly. But like that, so I put all that thought into like, okay, where does this cover fit into the mix of my like energy wise, actual content of the song wise. And so can totally like the starting up here and going higher and getting higher and then going just a little down. That's so hard.
And then after that, I think it was the other Nine Inch Nails song, right?
Came Back Haunted.
Yeah, Came Back Haunted, which like
Song
obviously
of a goddamn night.
Haunted, Halloween, sure, makes sense. That was apparently our best song, and that was the one we were fucking up the most in practice. Our timing was horrible
to the
practice.
last fucking minute, to the last practice. Yeah. We had Victor slaving over that backing track, and that shit. I another one where I like had to learn a solo, pretty easy solo.
That solo was
but like,
fucking awesome.
Like the fact that all of us nailed what we needed to nail. Mwah.
I was really feeling it after that.
Yes.
I was like, I am Trent Reznor right now. Like that's what I was feeling. And it was really nice.
It was funny because like in my head I was so dead set on like, I'm not gonna keep editing this one. This is horrible. I can't believe I have to keep editing it. But honestly, cutting it down so that it's the music video version definitely helped.
Yeah.
The cohesion of the song, because also I was thinking about it like the days after. I'm like, that song wouldn't have sounded good if we did do the full version
And just kept
it going.
going.
Like people would have gotten tired immediately.
Yeah.
So it was good that you guys were just like, let's just do the shortened version.
Yeah, you gotta do what makes sense.
So yeah, like I also have to just be like, I mean, I'm trying to be more open to be doing that stuff more often. But yeah, like I'm glad we were able to all get our stuff together.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I actually did like playing that song. Out of all the songs that I remember playing that night, I think that was the one I was.
You were playing bass that one,
the
right?
bass on
Yeah,
that one.
that was
Yeah,
so fun.
and I'm glad I just
And that too, switching the instruments is always my favorite thing. So I'm so glad I'm like, I got someone up there with me I can like hand my shit to, and we can trade.
It's funny, I see those pictures from that night and I'm like, I look so funny holding your guitar up here. I don't play guitar.
Sorry.
but it's funny because I was just like,
that's for my arms,
I
Victor.
know, exactly. But it was funny to be like seeing a picture of myself.
You playing like a Beatle?
Yeah, like a Beatle.
La,
Like,
da, 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 da,
I was like making fun of myself when I was like editing
Yeah.
that photo for Instagram. But yeah. I think that song we actually ended up pulling out pretty well.
So good.
Did well,
Yeah, I also felt bad for not having the witch's hat on for Burn the Witch.
Oh yeah, we did fuck
Don't
the witch
worry
up though.
about
The backing track was off.
Yeah, the
There was
backing
a
track
little,
So I just
there's
had to,
like
like-
one measure that was missing.
Yeah.
And it was the ending. It was
But
the last,
we
2 minutes.
brought
I brought
We
it back.
brought it.
I watched the video back. I don't think you can tell too much. That
Yeah.
I do make a comment. I don't think you can really hear.
Yeah.
I'm like, who fucked this up? Because I knew how, again,
Yeah.
the song like back to front, but you guys like obviously weren't as familiar with it.
That was a problem of over editing that one.
Yeah.
I should have just kept it under edited.
Because I was fine with a lot of it being acoustic. I kind of assumed that a lot of it would be like a more acoustic or like just guitar, electric guitar kind of thing. Because then we did the Gaga song.
Yeah.
Which was we had two kind of like maybes. One was a complete last minute addition, and it was Dead Dance, which is a really new song. You know, at the time it had just like when we decided it just came out in
like
Wednesday.
that week.
And I'm like, I really like this song. Maybe I'll learn the dance, like all this kind of stuff. But then, like hitting Gaga's notes was so difficult. Like I could hit different
The
versions
speed
of
of
the
her
notes.
cadence.
Yeah, it doesn't
too, in
work
that
in real
song.
life.
And so y'all were like, I think we were here trying to like get it done, and then I think it was at the end of a very long practice because that song was beating our asses trying to do it. And I think I had suggested, I was like, should we just like try to do like a stripped down acoustic version of it?
Yeah.
And then I went home that night, or it was maybe the next night, I recorded like a quick demo of like, maybe this could be it, and we went with that, and it was really awesome. You were able to like between like me figuring that out and then you adjusting the vocals, and it was fucking, we were able to make it our own. I really like that. And then Victor, you on the piano, it was just fucking awesome.
We completely composed that version of the song by ourselves. I had gotten the idea for it, not that they deserved to be talked about, but 30 Seconds to Mars did like a radio station cover of Bad Romance, and Jared Leto did like the really, really slowed down version of it, where it was like all the crazy good vocals, but like at his own, pace and his own way of singing. So I just did that with this, and it wound up being like this really beautiful version of this super fast dancey song. And I actually quite like it. I think like maybe that'll be like one of the songs we actually record for real and put out somewhere, as long as Lady Gaga doesn't yell at us. I don't think she would. But
Stephanie, please.
Yeah. Oh God, don't call her that. Are we? Does she like that? I don't know if she does.
I know in like San Diego they have like in like is it San Diego? There's like is there a little Italy? I don't know where I'm talking about anymore. Somewhere where I was, they had big like for like Italian Heritage Month, big old like pole banner. Stephanie Germanata.
Oh,
yeah. They claim her.
Okay, but then
I didn't know she was Italian.
Yeah.
I've often been told that I have her nose, and I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I guess that makes me feel better, because I've said that I wanted to get a nose job before, and then someone was like, "Don't do that. That's Lady Gaga's nose." I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Display for the audience.
I know, yeah.
You can't just say it and not display it.
It's just the bump thing. Like I had another friend too. She had similar nose, and someone said the same thing to her. So I was like, "That's good. That's cute things." Then the last song that we did, I added in completely last minute because I felt like
I wanted something more
fucker.
spooky, but like also within my vocal range. So I picked a song from this band, like IMX, and it was called "Song of Imaginary Beings," and it had like a lot of lyrics in it that, if you know me, makes sense for me. And I love screaming that song. It's just like a fun fucking song for me to sing. So we added that in and we nailed that too. I feel like that was fucking excellent. Like, I remember recording that when we were practicing and listening to it back. I'm like, wow, I can't believe we're doing that. That sounds so cool.
So that song, never heard it.
Yeah.
I want to say even going into like our first like practice, I had only heard it all the way through like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Because I think when I realized that, like, oh, this is just a really, really simple chord progression, so I'm going to get to, like, have fun doing other things with it. Mm-hmm. And that's where we landed with what I was doing, with what you were doing on bass. And our last practice, which I think, was that the first and only practice that we had where we hit that song?
I believe so. I think we had a practice before where I had, like, the structure of the song.
I think it was just me and you.
Yeah, it might have just been.
Oh, okay. So I only did one rehearsal with that, and then we decided, like, all right, this is the last song. We got to find out a really cool way to end it. Yeah. And you figured this little like little walking down the chord progression thing. And I was so fucking scared because I didn't nail it in rehearsal. Yeah. I went home. I practiced it like I like got the audio. I like, I went to, YouTube to MP3 converter.biz so I can just put the last part of the song on loop and practice. Like, I did that so many times. And so, like, when I looked at you when I nailed it, I was like, yes, fuck it, let's go. Oh God. So for me, ending, that's why, like, the rest of that night went the way it did, where I like I didn't feel tired at all. I was able to load all the shit into my dad's truck, take it over to store at my parents', go to Koreatown Denny's at fucking 3 a.m.
in the morning
and stay fully awake for so long because that was just so fucking fun. Yeah, just for nailing that little thing.
Wait, you went to Denny's?
Yeah.
What the fuck did I do? I don't remember what I did.
I
get ready for the party next day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I came home a little blitzed and just went to sleep, I think.
Yeah, that night was long.
It was it was very forever. Long.
Because I drove over here and then I still had to take everything back to
that.
my place in Costa Mesa. Then it was crazy. But
that's another reason why I love that bar, because I can just dump everything 3 blocks away at my parents' place.
But it was sick to see. Yeah, to have us actually like nail that ending, like that was fun. I really enjoyed. Like, it's those little moments that I'm like, that's why I like doing stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why I like playing instruments. Is
like, when you can find little things to do.
Yeah,
Crystal and the wow,
can't even say your own band's name, huh?
Crystal and the Delusions on Instagram. Follow us. Check out footage.
Check it out.
We'll be recording stuff very soon, and we have all the stuff planned out, and we're doing the Christmas show, so it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, we're just still trying to get our our bearings about us as far as like doing stuff live and like being able to.
And all this stuff is going to be a studio thing for music. So eventually. This is not just for podcasting. This is like the most expensive mic you can pretty much get. It's got like, was it preamp?
Do not steal.
Preamp.
It's got a nice preamp on it.
It has a thingy on it that, like I was explained, it helps it so that my voice works better. Cause
she just really wanted a good mic for her
I did. I just really, I wanted to sound cool. But also all the other people can... All the other people can come over and use it, and you know what I mean. Like, it's going to be really useful for a lot of other things, like movies as well. Like even
sure,
anything,
voiceover
music
work,
video, whatever the fuck
anyone wants to be a voice actor. It's going to be good.
We're willing to help people out here. But we're going to be up to a lot of shit, and I'm really excited, and like we have a lot of ideas, and surely they will come to fruition because I'm going to force them to, and it's going to be. No, literally.
Manifest destiny.
And I'm really excited to like work
that's a wrong term, but it is.
With all the other people that we were working with, like I think Emily and Julio are 2 people that I feel like are a little crazy enough to want to work with us on these really random ideas. So
absolutely.
And hopefully other people will too. So I'm excited about it. But
I mean, that kind of wraps up the concert night.
Yeah.
And then we went and partied, and you DJ'd at that.
Yeah,
and that was
DJ'd
fantastic.
the next day. That was really fun. Again, like a lot of great energy that night. Thank you, Zomner, for.
No, thank the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have to thank the Dodgers.
Yeah,
Let's
Shouts
go
out.
Dodgers.
But yeah,
Let's
no,
go, Dodgers.
that was fun. I wish I had more footage from that night. But yeah, like I should start posting up more DJ stuff on my Instagram.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
way
you
it's
should.
not just me playing solos to songs.
But that's cool too.
Yeah.
You should keep posting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like now there's more an incentive to actually
Yeah.
like start posting more music stuff. But yeah, no, it was great to actually do the live show. It was great to actually like be doing so much in just a short amount of time. I have to get used to it, obviously, but
Yeah.
it was awesome. It was like I felt invigorated the next few days to actually try to do more with what I got.
Oh hell yeah.
But definitely, I mean, in my head right now is just thinking like we got to write originals, or at least I gotta.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Perform
Oh, yeah,
originals,
I already
you know.
started.
Like we're doing covers right now, but I think
That's the
overall
next step.
thing is
Yeah.
The next step, we're gonna be doing more original stuff.
My first sets at that bar,
Yeah.
it was like, I think I had 2 original songs and like 5 covers, and now it's like, well, do I even do 3 covers? So like, yeah.
Yeah, I
it's just-
remember when I first saw you. I think you only had like 3 original songs
Yeah.
that existed, and then from there you've had like I think 3 or 4 more that I've heard.
Yeah,
and they're
I'm-
very good.
I'm up to 6.5.
Wow, amazing. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah,
You guys.
actually, with that, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's so crazy. Like in such a short period of time, you guys been able to like come as a band, grew up, do like practice for like that many songs, and like have a live show, and now you're just like, all right, that's like the stepping stone, and you're going forward. Like I'm really excited for you guys. It's like project.
Yeah, if
Thank
that
you.
live show had gone bad, I would have been like, this is not gonna work. Like it was
Yeah,
a litmus test to figure out if we had good synergy, which I realized during band practice. I was like, nah, these people get it. Like, the only thing we're kind of missing is a drummer. So if anybody knows any drummers, but we'll see. We'll get there. But I want to segue that into the last question, the last thing we're going to talk about, which is I want to ask you, why did you get into music?
2 words.
Oh boy.
Oh, I already know
Oh,
what's
2
coming
words.
up. Oh, son of a, don't say.
I'm amazed this hasn't came up a bunch more.
I tried to avoid it.
Jack White.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about
Yeah, yeah.
Jack White, though?
I gotta say, this is probably what 2001. That's when White Blood Cells came out,
Great
which
record.
is their 3rd album, and that famously had "Fell in Love with a Girl," Michelle Gondry music video, completely made out of stop motion
Legos.
Lego,
Yeah.
and like that, like I saw that and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I need to start buying my own music. But then that didn't happen for like 2 years. And then Seven Nation Army comes out in 2003, and that's, fucking biggest song ever
Mhm.
for however long. And I was finally like, cousin, can you take me to a store so I can buy some records? And I go there and I end up buying all 4 of their albums that are out at that time, and just like that was it. I fucking listened to those so I had one of those big ass like boom boxes with 5 CDs.
Nice.
It was all 4 of those albums and then like a Mitch Hedberg CD as like so you got to change it up sometimes, But I want to say I have to thank my siblings for why I got into playing music at all, because their lack of musical talent was my benefit, because it provided me access. My sister wanted to learn how to play guitar. My parents got her a guitar for Christmas or birthday or something, and she picked it up and immediately put it down, right? Maybe another year or 2 later, my other sister wanted a drum set, right? And that one, my parents were like, would anyone else also play drums if we spent money on a fucking drum set? At that point, I had already I learned Smoke on the Water and
Oh,
a
yeah.
really, really not in the right at all tuning Seven Nation Army on that shitty guitar. I was like, me, I would play. And sure enough, she practiced maybe twice and was like, I'm good. And like that week I started my first band. We were called 4-Star Motel. I still like that name.
That's a nice name.
We covered one song at one talent show. It was Hardest Button to Button, which is
Of course.
a White Stripe song.
Yeah.
Was I on drums? I was on drums for that.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Then
Yeah.
you have the music video.
There you go. But yeah, so just them, like even my eldest sister, she wanted to learn trumpet because my family loves ska music. She was like, I can maybe be in a ska band someday. Bought it, never touched it. When I got into high school,
So-
I was like, can I take band? I already have a trumpet. And so like their lack of follow through was my game.
That's great that you were able to game that, but I'm surprised your parents didn't not like the third. Okay, this time I'll learn the music. This time it'll be
That's
different.
a good
And it's like no,
point.
the third trumpet. No, she throws away. Why put so much effort? But I mean, I guess
like-
that's why the question of like,
Yeah.
hey, would anyone else? Because they know it's gonna
Yeah,
happen. They know it's
yeah.
there, have it in the back of their mind. So
That
okay,
just
now
me
it's
telling
good.
my brother, tell them you want to play banjo. I don't want to play, but that's fine. Just tell them you want to. I'm sure. I think the only instrument my parents bought, new instrument, like where I was like, I think I'd like to learn this, and they were like, yeah, we'll get you one. Was a bass, like because at that point I had like my acoustic guitar. A cousin gifted me an electric guitar and the amp that we used for the show. I actually was looking at my Facebook for the first time in like a month because my friend was like, you should be Facebook friends with my parents. That would like, they love you. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll be. There you go, add friend. But I saw my cousin commented on a picture that because my Instagram stuff still goes on to
Right.
my Facebook, so my family can see what I'm doing. And he commented like, yo, does that amp still work? And I was like, hell yeah, it does. It sounds fucking awesome. Like, it's still great.
Damn.
So like another thing, like truly my family is the only reason why I play. My cousin took me to go buy the CDs. My sister, like back when I was like on the bus to school with a CD player and a wallet full of CDs, those were all my sister's CDs. My cousin gave me the amp, and a sick guitar. Everything is because my family has been incredibly supportive. And like even when I like before she died, my grandma she would constantly ask me like, oh, go get your guitar, and then I'd just sit there playing White Stripes songs to her, and like that would be like how we would like hang out when I would go visit her. And so like just
Nice.
incredibly supportive family, and then like friends who were also talented and willing to play with me, for as long as they could. And like that, if I didn't have that, then I'd probably be playing guitar and shit the way I do just at home in my kitchen and posting it alone. But it's so much better when there's a community behind it. So
Oh,
So,
that's nice.
so you're saying that having loving and caring and supportive parents is like good and proven to help you follow your dreams?
jury's still out.
Oh, okay. Well, at
No,
least it-
absolutely, yeah.
like
Yeah,
I think that's like an important thing because a lot of people don't
Absolutely.
have parents who are like
But-
hear the dream and then they're like fuck you kid, I'm not getting you this shit.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. It is a like I will say double-edged sword though, because like as you all know, I've been like playing music, since I was like 12, 13 now. Putting myself out there and actually performing live for a little over a year now. But it wasn't until like a couple months ago, mind you, again, like a year of doing it. My parents had like come to my shows and everything. It wasn't until like a few months ago I posted a cover of, I think it was Dream Lover by Bobby Darin.
Love that song.
And my dad for the first time was like, that was really good. Like first I was like, been doing this for a year, Dad, and that was the first one. I'll take it. So like double-edged sword. But yes, still very supportive.
That's beautiful.
All
How
right.
about you, Victor?
Now
Yeah.
you.
let's see. Well, you started off with a musician that inspired you to take up music. I guess I would say it's my uncle David. He was when I was young, he was a classical piano player. He would play at OCC, and he was the only person in our family who actually played music. So not only was he a classically trained piano player, but he played classical guitar and violin. He was really into the Beatles.
Hell yeah.
And I wasn't into any of I wasn't into anything he was into.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
just looked at the fact
You're
that
like,
he could even do it.
Dio, play some Slipknot.
I mean, I wouldn't ask him. I wouldn't ever ask him to play anything, but it would be cool to just like in the little moments that I did get to see him was like, that's fucking cool that he has that ability. And in my head, I'm like, I wish I had that ability, but like when I started to see that like it took him a lot of practice to get to anywhere he was at, I was like, that's real. Like I feel like I'm actually seeing like true progression in like a person. And even though like it was only like a few moments, like literally I could only pick out like 1 or 2 moments of like me seeing my uncle play music, like whether it be at like a wedding, after a wedding or something. Eventually he went on to actually like playing in a band in Mexico as a bass player, so he didn't even do anything classical related.
That's how it goes though.
But after that, like that left kind of like a need to try to get better, and I guess this is where the whole like autodidact thing came in, because it's just like, well, he did go to school and college for it, but like I want to do it because I want to do it, not because anybody's like forcing me to, or because like I want to be like,
because you need the grade
or something.
They're doing it for you. Yeah.
So at this point I was like 13, and my dad had just he got the Nirvana Unplugged burned onto a CD, and he's like, you're gonna listen to this, and I was like, that sounds awesome. And I'm all like, man, who sold the world? And he's like, that's a David Bowie song. And I was like, whoa. And then I think shortly after that we had gone to a fishing trip, so it was nice and hazy in the car.
Fishing trip, yeah.
And then he played Led Zeppelin's early days, the Best Of album.
Nice.
And I was just like floored by the guitar playing, because that was the first time I heard like blues guitar playing. And I was just like, I just want to get that good, but like I don't feel like I could play an instrument like that. And then it wasn't until I got to high school where my grandparents came up to me, and they're all like, hey, it seems like you like music a lot. Why don't we buy you an instrument? What kind of instrument do you want? And in my head, I'm just like, I can't do anything with my fingers. Like, I guess I'll sing. And they're all like singing. And I was just like, well, they're all like, pick an instrument, just pick any instrument.
Yeah.
And I told my grandparents, all right, I guess everybody in this block, like we were talking earlier about like, oh, we all used to hang out in the block and just like play football or learn to ride a bike. Everybody knew how to play guitar. And I was like, there's no drummers here. This place is gonna die if we don't have a drummer.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, to my grandparents, if I could get a drum set, that'd be great. And my grandpa was like, okay, we'll do that. And then he buys me a full Tama drum set. Like it was like crimson red. It looked like, it was like I guess in his head he was like, he's gonna be a Metallica drummer. So he was just like, I'm gonna give him the Metallica style of drums. So I got the drum set, and then before I knew it, everybody wanted to come hang out at our place.
The drum
because
set,
I
brother.
had the drum
Yeah.
set. And then like the kid next to us also was a drummer, but nobody, like bands didn't want to go over there. And then I was just like,
smelled funny.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But regardless, like I played drums. I invited as many people as possible so that I could play, because all I wanted to do was play. If I wasn't like up to snuff. So after playing the drums for a bit and realizing I didn't like it, I played for like a solid 2 years, and I was playing the drums for our guitar club at my high school. And I was like, this is cool that I'm doing all this, but like everyone's playing guitar and I just want a solo. Like I just want to play a solo. Like that's all I wanted. And like at the time, me and my dad would buy these DVDs of Carlos Santana playing live, and I'm I just want to do that. Like I don't care about anything else. And I guess that got that made me just finally get so frustrated with the drums, and I sold the drum set. I bought a laptop and a cheap guitar with the money. and I just started learning on a really bad guitar, like a guitar that was falling apart.
Yeah,
And it was like hurting my fingers. And I was just like, I know I'm going to get better at this. I know. And then when I came up to the guitar club teacher, Mr. Contreras, R.I.P., Mr. C, he was just like, you could borrow any of our guitars. Like, I trust you with everything.
Yeah.
Like, you played drums for us. Like, you could do.
You're part of the family, brother. Yeah.
And so he allowed me to play this really cool, like, Stratocaster that had a mirror pick guard on it. So it looked cool as hell. And I was like, I can't break this guitar because it looks awesome. I remember the first song I learned on guitar was a Bob Marley song. It was Waiting in Vain. And I remember learning that song and going like, I could solo this. I just need to use the chords that are in the song, and then I could just do this. And I was like, I just unlocked something.
See, hang on. That I don't have that in my brain. That's why I'm like, he should be the lead guitarist.
Yeah. So at 16, like, that opened up something inside me, and I was just like, this is it. This is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then Mr. C had enough like trust in me to be like, learn all the Santana solos. Like, I trust that you could do it. And I'm like, I don't know how to do anything. I just know how to play this one Bob Marley song. And then he's just like, no, you could do it.
Yeah, you could do it.
And I was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable doing it. He's like, well, then play the bass on it. And I'm like, I don't know how to play bass. And he's like, you could do it. And then I was just like, so I played the bass for Santana songs first before I learned any of the Santana solos. And then I learned the Santana solos. And I was like slowly building myself up, going like, I played drums. I learned songs like that.
Yeah.
And I played the bass and I learned songs like that. And slowly but surely this multi-instrumental like brain started happening. And then I was just like, I'm just going to learn everything. Like, there's no reason for me not to learn everything.
Absolutely.
Even though like I don't feel like I'm great at any of them. It's still freeing. There's some part of me that gets freed every time I learn a new instrument or a new style of playing. And then once I finally started learning the Santana solos, it was like, it's the end. Like, I'm doing it. And then I started making backing tracks. My first talent show was playing Santana Song of the Wind with a backing track I had made.
That's awesome.
And I got second place.
Hey, all right.
But it was cool. It was really fun. I ended up going, after that, I went to college to try to do, I wanted to do flamenco guitar. So I tried to do I was a part of the guitar ensemble then, and one thing led to another. I started getting into a lot of like Latin classical guitar players and stuff like that. So
awesome.
Yeah, and my favorite guitar player is Al Di Meola. So that took up all my time during college. So I didn't really play any more classic rock or anything like that.
Damn.
And then I got into all the music and
stuff
like that. Stuff like that.
But
that's
it's a podcast. I mean, you know.
Anyway, but yeah, that's my little music lore there. So. But yeah.
Can I ask you a question? You don't have to answer on camera.
Okay.
What is the most expensive instrument you've bought? Because clearly you have one that you were like, this is the one I'm splurging on.
Yeah, it was. I have a PRS SE. It's a 24 fret. I not only bought that guitar, but I took it to Frank Zappa's. My other favorite guitar player.
I'm already like, the fact that you took it someone for further customization. I'm like, this guy is the real deal.
I took that guitar to Frank Zappa's guitar tech before he passed away, because I was reading his autobiography, and he was just like, this guy at performance guitars, a little Japanese guy, and he's so like eccentric with how he wants to like do the electronics on it, and performance guitar still is in Hollywood. So
that's awesome.
I drove over there, I think like 2 years ago, and and I took it to him. I met the guy, and I was just like, this is cool. And I was like, but like, obviously, like all he talked about was like how much he loved fixing guitars for not for Zappa, but I think it was for Van Halen, because he has like a Van Halen.
Oh fuck yeah!
But he gave me he gave me this cool story, and then he loved Joe Walsh, and he was just talking about Joe Walsh like most of the time I was there, and I was just so it was cool to talk to an old geezer.
I could hear those stories forever.
So, but yeah, I took that PRS to him to try to get the pickups, like because they have DiMarzio pickups on them, and I wanted them to be properly put together, because when I got them initially, like they didn't sound as good as I thought they were gonna, and I was just like, maybe they just need some love. So I took it to him, and it sounds great.
That's
crazy.
Awesome.
In total, that probably came out to about $1,500. So yeah.
Nice. Oh.
Yeah. But there it is.
So you gotta bring that next show.
Yeah, I'm
and
definitely
play
bringing
that
that
shit
next
for
time.
us.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Oh.
yeah. My favorite
You gotta
color. It's like
Smash it.
yeah.
Smash it on stage.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I'll break it. I don't have any
No.
insurance on it, but I'll do
Don't
it.
even joke like that, please.
That's
Let's
Yeah.
buy another one.
Oh yeah.
Just,
yeah, that's a
yeah.
yeah. Just consume another one, another guitar. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, love that guitar. I also have a classical guitar that I spent a lot of money on. But that one, I'm never gonna sell that one. That one's just gonna stay with me until I'm dead. So.
The idea of like selling one of these, instruments that like the reason why I don't play that little toy yellow guitar anymore, it started to break, and I know I could just buy another one, but like no, that's the one I like started playing music again on. Like I want to say all but like one of the songs that I've written in the last year and a half on that guitar. That's staying with me forever. I would never sell a guitar. I even like that, like mind you, this is because like it's just in storage, but like I like that shitty little starter kit Squire that my sister didn't want is in my parents' attic.
Yeah.
Like that's just I could if I wanted to, and it might actually be really funny to like customize that and like make it a good guitar.
Yeah. I wish I still had my original guitar. My original guitar was like this weird brand called Laguna. And I only got it because it looked like a little shark's mouth.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And I was going to take it to a show to play at the Bowers Museum. And my dad had a Tundra at the time. And I was like bringing the guitar up with me onto the side of the passenger side.
God.
And then it slipped through my fingers and it fell because of how high the guitar was. It just, boom, it just... Yeah, but I kept it. I kept it after that. But I ended up selling it when I moved to Huntington Beach because there was a pawn shop next door, and I'm like, if I could get $40 for some food, I'll be good. But
hey, food's good too, actually.
But yeah,
Musician's life.
Yeah, but yeah, there it is. There's the answer.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful.
Great stories.
Also, supportive people that helped you.
Yeah.
Grandparents.
Wow.
Yeah, big ups to my dad being very supportive through all that, and my mom being very supportive because they both really enjoyed that I wanted to be a musician. They never had this I feel like my uncle, who did actually do it the right way, where he went to school and did classical stuff, he wasn't getting as much support as I was, and I was just this is cool, and I guess I do take it for granted, but I at the time, but I love them for it to this day. Like they were always supportive of me being a musician. I'm always happy to
the reason why I even heard the White Stripes in the first place is because that's the type of shit my mom also listens to. Like my mom, I listen to the music both my parents listen to. Like more so recently, I've gotten into the actual the cumbias of it all that my dad has listened to my whole life. But my mom, she used to play the Ramones and Alison Krauss, which punk rock and country in a way equals the Jack White. If you know, you know. Shout out Goober and the Peas. Can't check them out anymore because that's a 28-year-old band. Anyway, but yeah, so my mom, she was always supportive in that way, taking me to my first concert. Her cousin, who the way you said oh, your uncle had all these beautiful instruments and everything. My Theo Uncle Al, it's there's 10 different things we call him. Anyway, my Theo, he used to be in punk bands back in the 80s. The only one I can remember right now, he was in a band called the Public Hairs, and exactly, thank you. That's the exact response I was hoping for.
I got
it. But I remember going. I used to spend my summers over at his house. My favorite cousins in the world. Shout out James, Johnny, Melissa. Love you guys. I would spend my summers over there, and my uncle would always have his drum set up, and he had a beautiful drum set. And then I remember the first time he pulled out, he had this beautiful Rickenbacker guitar, and since then I was like, Theo, if you ever want to get rid of this, give it to me. And unfortunately, my cousin Johnny is also a musician, so he's like, motherfucker, that's mine. I'm like, God damn it. But like, yeah, fucking love supportive family members.
Wow.
One time for a birthday party, I made everyone watch a performance that me and my friends put on. And then he came up and did a Led Zeppelin song, and I was like, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen. My Theo's playing music with me. Love that shit.
So do I tell my story? Because I feel like it's going to bum everybody out.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want.
Oh,
Bring us
shit.
down.
Well, like, I guess, like, some of it's cute. My dad was always really into music. Growing up, like, huge part, like, 80s fucking hair bands and shit, and
Nice.
his favorite was Bryan Adams. I think, like, and that's just a like regular guy just singing.
Yeah,
like, he
regular
just fucking
guy music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he just loved singing. It was like really cool. And you know, he showed me all kinds of music, and you know, Led Zeppelin, and you know, he loved the fucking Beatles too. Like, I had to grow up around hearing everything about the Beatles and the Monkees all the time, and like they treated them like they were mystical people, like they weren't real. And like they'd show me, like, you know, the movies, like a fucking Yellow Submarine shit and all that the other stuff that they've done, and I'm just like, oh, they're not real, they're characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so I grew up, like, most of my life, you know, thinking that the Beatles weren't real people. And that they were like these, like, you know, musical act that was just like in the show or whatever, because I couldn't really understand why they were so like theatrical and colorful and whatever. And like my grandpa and all those people, they were like, you know, from the 60s and shit, and they were like hippies and, you know, all that stuff, and so they were really into all that shit. And so my dad, you know, paid that forward by like showing me all that kind of music, and I really loved like the theatrics. And then I got to like second grade, I went to Catholic school. Don't recommend that. And then, like, you know, there's, you know, I'm into singing and shit, and so I was like, oh, there's choir, you know, practice and all that stuff. And so I signed up, and then I had a teacher. She was my like a longtime teacher. She was at St. Bartholomew Catholic School, rest in peace, that school, Miss Cobert. She taught me how to sing and do all kinds of like operatic stuff, and, you know, basically just basic choir singing. And then eventually she moved me up to the tambourine. I remember, like, we performed at like the Philadelphia Convention Center once, and I got the job of being the tambourine person.
Ooh.
And I did that for a really long time. I did up until high school, and then I got into theater, which I loved theater a lot. I'm still like majorly just a theater kid at heart, although I never had a lead role in my life because I was a fucking loser.
So sad.
But like, you know, I was like a background character,
Yeah.
you know, like, and every school project that was like creative, I always found a way to bring in music to it somehow or some way. And so I remember the first time I ever heard 9 Inch Nails on the radio. It was Closer. My mom was a religious, like, zealot nut job, and she's like, you can't listen to this. This is evil. This is evil. And it just made me like it so much more. But there was something about it that, like, fucked me up really bad, because it's like you're like young, you don't know what sex super is yet, and you don't even know really what the word fuck is. Like, but weirdly enough, my mom loved cursing, right? Like, so I heard fuck all the time, but I didn't know that this guy
was a
singing,
verb.
Yeah, I didn't know that the song was like, I'm gonna have sex with you. So I'm a child, like, listening to this song, or I'm young listening to this song. I'm like, this song's so fucking cool. I don't know what he's talking about, but I just, like, get it. Like, I'm just like, I get this song. Like, I felt it. And then later I heard Perfect Circle's Passive on the radio as well. And that was like, that blew my mind too. I was like, fuck, what is he on about? I get it. Like, I just kept saying to myself, like, I get this. Whatever 11, this is,
11 years old. I get
Yeah,
this.
like, I was feeling it. And then, like, my dad got me really into, like, music videos and, like, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, like, because I started to, like, come out to him as, like, you know, queer of some kind, you know, and like, Integrals and stuff like that, which my mom was also not a fan of. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to show you all this gay music now. And it's like, I still to this day swear to God, my
And then
dad's
it was
gay,
just the
closeted.
hair. It was just the hair metal again.
Yeah, like, it
but
was
like,
that.
but look at it this way.
Yeah, pretty much. And then,
Oh.
like, Def Leppard, and then, like, you know, all this other stuff. And so I got super into like a more like gay 80s stuff. And that was like really cool for me because then I started putting that in, like I put the fucking Bee Gees into something I did in like 6th grade. And my teachers were like, this
Why
is
do you
so
know the
crazy.
fucking Bee Gees?
Yeah, they're like, this is like crazy creative. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know. I just thought about it a lot. And it was like a Renaissance thing. It was like we were doing like
Yeah.
Shakespeare or something. And I brought the Bee Gees into it somehow. And they're like, okay, you do your thing, you know. And then so I was performing all the way up till I was like 15. And then like I left school at like 16. And then, yeah, I think like the last time I had performed around then was like a huge choir thing that we were doing. And I remember like it was like some government official came to the school. I didn't know what the fuck all that shit was back then. And like the governor or like the mayor, I don't know.
Is he
And
in
then-
the files?
Oh, the Epstein files? They probably, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised
Ooh.
if all those motherfuckers were in there. But yeah, so I remember that being a really big deal, and I remember like feeling really like proud of myself. And like my mom would like make fun of me and be like, because she wanted to be a singer. That was like her whole
Oh.
thing, is that she wanted to do everything I was
Oh.
doing. And so she was like, oh, you suck, oh, you're horrible. And she would have like my other choir friends over to the house, and she'd act like she was a vocal instructor and be like, your friends are really good but you're terrible. And I remember feeling so destroyed after that, and I like never wanted to do it again for like a really long time until after she kind of disappeared from my life. And then I'd started working with like people in New York and other artists in New York, after, you know, meeting a lot of industry people. And then I started like kind of doing just like stand-ins for performers who like would not show up in a New York bar, or like, you know, whatever like that. And I would just do like a, you know, just like a Frank Sinatra or whatever the hell, like, you know, you throw in. And I was like, you know, I like this. I still like this. I still feel like I'm good at it. And after that, I kind of never really went back to it. And, you know, as music has progressed, and I found, you know, Radiohead and all the other stuff that I'm really into now. And honestly, too, like classical music, I remember listening to a lot of like NPR and shit back in the day, just like when they had Saturdays, they had like classical music on all the time. And then I got hit with the Gladiator soundtrack. Like Hans Zimmer, like, and I'm like, this shit's fucking crazy. I think what's her name, Lisa Gilroy or something like that. She sings on one of the end tracks in the Gladiator soundtrack, and it's in the credits or the end of the movie. And I was like, oh, this is so fucking beautiful. It's just like choir, and like that inspired me to want to get really into music in a different way. And then I started getting into like, I want to be a film director, and I want to incorporate all this stuff into like music videos and movies, and like how it all works together, like a puzzle for me, like, you know. And then I never did anything with it after I did the New York stuff. And that's kind of like what I'm doing now, is like reclaiming all that shit that I wanted to do when I was younger. And just, I didn't have the support system that, you know.
Yeah.
And now I have
But
all
now
this,
you've
like,
made the support system
like,
yourself.
I have like really fantastic life now. I have like really good friends, and I have you guys that like, honestly, like without AB, I wouldn't be doing any of this, because I saw him and I was like, this guy sucks. I can do it.
Not musically, like my personality
like,
sucks.
Yeah, as a person sucks. Like,
but if a piece of shit like me could do it, a piece of shit like her could do it. Yeah,
That's the greatest, you know, any motivator is the spite. Like, oh, this
Yeah,
piece of
oh,
shit
absolutely.
thinks he can do it. No, I can do it better.
Yeah.
no, I don't think I could do it better. I think we do it differently. I would never say I do
absolutely.
anything
Yeah,
different
no.
or did better than anybody. I think like, especially now that I've met all like your musician friends and stuff like that, most of them, like everyone is just different. And I love that too, because it brings so much variety in. And like, I know that you guys don't have the same musical taste as me necessarily, but I think that makes for like a really good, crazy band. Like, I want to incorporate, you know, the kind of acoustic styles, like, you know, Hispanic stuff to it. Like, I want to get into all that and just add in, you know, vocals to that.
Yeah, we're gonna have like flamenco and blues riffs in it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
But like a sick ass drum machine back.
Yeah, because we'll never find a drummer. No one will want to work with us because we're crazy.
No, what's gonna happen is we gotta buy our own drummer, and then he and I are just gonna switch off doing it to record it for the backing tracks.
Weird question, and we'll end on this. How much do you think jerking off has to do with musical stuff? Like, if you're really,
I was waiting for some
if you're
shit
really
like
good,
this.
Okay, if you're really good at jerking off, how good are you at the drums? Like, if you can go really fast.
I mean, it's stamina overall. Like,
I will tell you right now, it does not translate.
It's a different
to any
it's
instrument?
Well, no, because playing drums it shouldn't be arms. It's mostly wrists.
Yeah,
Right,
You
right.
don't jerk off like that.
You could.
You could.
But
you
it's not-
could jerk
but
off
that- but that-
anyway. That's
Yeah.
one of the good things about being a dude.
You got to worry about carpal tunnel if you're doing it that way.
Yeah.
What about guitar? Is it similar to guitar?
No.
So nuts.
Okay,
You're not
hang on.
doing- you're not
I
doing
wasn't
finger
even
playing
think. I
when
was like,
you're
So
like
wait,
playing
none
it
of
with
it
your
is
penis and
similar
the
at
guitar.
all in
No.
any way.
no.
No.
See, I just had like this.
Honestly,
weird...
just
Yeah,
wait.
you
That's
probably
like
have.
singing. Whoa.
Oh, excuse
No,
me.
no. Well, I mean, if holding the mic like this, like I see what you're saying. Is what I'm.
Okay. I'll take. that.
Realize, but it's anyway.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they translate. But
No.
I could see why you would think that.
Yeah, I had a little headcanon where I thought that all guys at some point picked up the guitar or the drums because they were like, "This will help me
Penis?
have sex." Like I
No,
It
no.
does in a different way.
Yeah, in a different you get. sex
Yeah, you get
from
access
Oh,
to
'cause you,
sex
like,
by
look cool.
playing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
not because you guys want to be responsible and build stamina for your partners.
It. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, we got
There's
to the bottom of
there's
that, I
other
guess.
ways to do that.
Hey, people need
Well, like
to
going
know.
to the gym. And you...
Ugh. No, by getting stoned and playing Fortnite.
Oh. Well, that's the second episode of the Self Report, everybody. Thank you to my guest, Abraham Gerardo, my co-host, Somner,
Hello.
and then
Goodbye.
my other guest and the magical sound engineer of everything I'm going to do in the future, Victor Alicante or Victor Balderas. I hope that's
There,
it.
okay, that's close. That's close.
That was close.
That's close.
Good job, Victor.
And I hope everybody has a
Thank
good
you.
week. We are going to record like one more episode or two
Yeah.
that I'm going to put on a hard drive and then take to Philly because I'm going to Philly for 3 weeks. I'm going to probably hate that, but you know, I'll be around and whatever. So see you guys.
See you guys. Love
Listen
you.
to the
ya.
last one.
Bye.
Listen to the next one.